At Huling Park, Lin Mo swiftly retrieved 2 demon pearls from the drowned ghosts, his excitement barely contained. I won't change my name if I leave, and I won't change my surname if I stay, he thought to himself. Meanwhile, Hu Feng from Lin Feng Academy, along with 2 companions in the distance, were visibly enraged, clutching their heads in frustration. That was clearly our mission, they exclaimed, clearly upset. Even at Bai Ho Mall, Haya Shu was fiercely slashing at a demon's neck with his sword, blood spraying in all directions. Without hesitation, Lin Mo introduced him, saying, "That's my Hu Feng in action. If you're unhappy, come to Lin Feng Academy and take it up with me." Those around him could only stare in disbelief. On the trending section of the search bar, a post was circulating with numerous comments reading, "That kid Hu Feng. If you have the guts, don't close your eyes tonight. You've finally stolen the mission in Huling City. Brothers, go teach him a lesson for me. What kind of trash are you training, Chief? Give me back the demon pearls. What do you think of Hu Feng's dishonorable actions?" These words made Hu Feng sneeze repeatedly, muttering to himself, "It must be Sun Miao framing me." The scene at the crematorium unfolded slowly, revealing a quiet, lonely night. Lin Mo led the way, walking deliberately, his eyes darting from side to side as he scanned the area. As a few drops of cold sweat trickled down his cheek, he asked, "The mission's over, so why is it so quiet here?" Suddenly, a high-pitched scream echoed from deep within the dark room. Lin Mo's brow furrowed slightly, his expression turning serious. Without missing a beat, he urged, "Let's go. The mission at the crematorium may not be finished yet." Inside the room, the 2 girls stood frozen, their faces pale as they stared at the man surrounded by a radiant golden flame. All 3 cried out in alarm. A strange voice echoed around them, chilling and surreal. "You're lying on the ground, struggling to move, reaching out inch by inch, calling for help, pleading for me to save you." Overwhelmed by fear, the girls could only cry out before falling silent. Dropping to the floor in shock, they remained still, unable to process what they were witnessing. Nearby, 2 more voices called out, filled with urgency, one trembling with anger, the other trying to stay composed while facing a dark, menacing figure. "I'm ready to risk everything to stop you," one said with determination, studying Zhao Jian's strength. It was clear this was no ordinary spirit. "If you keep pushing forward like this, it might cost you your life." Just then, Lin Mo entered from outside and asked, "What happened here?" Startled, one of the girls turned and asked, "Who are you?" But he didn't respond directly. Instead, Lin Mo said calmly, "We're here to help. Tell me everything quickly." A shy girl with braided hair lowered her eyes and softly raised her hand. "There's something. A burned spirit at the crematorium," she said quietly. "We tried to open the furnace to check it, but suddenly we're pulled in." Before I could finish speaking, the drawer moved on its own. No one was near it. Lin Mo frowned, his thoughts racing. A burned spirit? But cremation is supposed to release the soul peacefully. Why would one remain here like this? And Shu, who had been standing nearby, suddenly responded to the question in a serious tone. "If the crematorium burns someone alive, then there could be a ghost that died in the fire." Lin Mo, hearing this, immediately struggled to comprehend the cruelty of the idea. How heartless could someone be? Then he remembered La Cheng's words and his cheerful demeanor. "I was at the crematorium on a mission. If you're free, you can come over and give us some pointers." This prompted Lin Mo to ask again, "By the way, do you know someone named La Cheng?" One of the 2 people who had asked for help quickly pointed to a furnace and replied, "He's in that furnace." Upon hearing this, Lin Mo's tone became more serious as he continued to inquire, "He's dead too." Just as the question left his lips, a hand suddenly appeared, accompanied by a blood-curdling scream that echoed through the dark, eerie night. The figure of a young man, engulfed in flames, stumbled out, shouting in panic, "It's so hot, so hot." After a few moments, the drawer slowly closed. La Cheng, still waving his sleeves, called out loudly, "If I hadn't been prepared, I would have been burnt to a crisp by now." One of the 2 people who had asked for help then responded to La Cheng, "You're fine, that's great." Lin Mo quickly gave a thumbs up, praising, "You got some skills, not getting burned to death." This made the other person look surprised, calling out, "Mr. Mu." An awkward silence followed as Mr. Mu waved his hand dismissively at La Cheng. La Cheng then took a few steps forward. "We meet again." Mr. Mu replied, "Stay away, your whole body is nothing but bones. It's unpleasant to look at." "That's right," La Cheng agreed. Without warning, one of Lin Mo's eyes turned a striking red. His expression grew serious as he commanded, "Blood Eye, activate." In an instant, a continuous red glow surrounded him, allowing him to see through everything in his path, undeterred by any obstruction. Through the glow, Lin Mo could clearly make out the scene before him. The charred corpse demon sat cross-legged arrogantly in the center, while the greedy demon huddled nervously in the corner. His brow furrowed slightly, and he spoke, his voice firm. "There's not just the charred corpse demon in there. The greedy demon is also present." At this, La Cheng quickly confirmed. That's right. The greedy demon turns into money and treasures. If you look at it for more than 2 seconds, you'll be drawn in. It happened to be earlier. Then came a shock from the two girls in La Cheng's room. Zhao Jian was already dead. If we don't kill these demons, he won't rest in peace, they explained. La Cheng's face paled as he stammered in panic. What? He then turned to Lin Mo, desperation in his voice as he pleaded, Mr. Mu, please help us. If you avenge us, I'll give you everything I have, including the demon pearl. All of it. Lin Mo glanced briefly at Mu Yuan King before addressing her, calling her sister. The demons are here, he said, but before he could finish, she interrupted, yawning and walking away in the opposite direction. Don't go to your evil spirits, she muttered. We've done enough. I'm getting a little tired. I'll take a nap first, she added nonchalantly. The girl with braids looked worried and hurried to stop her. No, these demons are very dangerous. They're only 5th level demon masters. Can a 2nd level demon master really defeat them? La Cheng, still trying to calm them, stepped forward and waved his hand. No, trust Mr. Mu. Lin Mo said little, merely turning his head slightly. His eyes brightened as he looked behind him, whispering, look closely. As he continued to strike the drawer with force, he gave a firm and confident command, come out. In an instant, before Lin Mo, a dazzling array of gold, silver, and jewels appeared, shimmering and sparkling with such intensity that it was almost overwhelming. It was as if he had been entranced by their allure. His eyes glazed over and his tone became distant, as a small amount of saliva formed at the corner of his mouth. So much wealth, he thought. This fortune is truly irresistible. If only it were real. Meanwhile, the greedy ghost materialized, eagerly watching and counting down the seconds. She wrapped herself around Lin Mo, her face lit with glee and a mischievous grin as she began to count down. She was on the verge of succeeding. She quickly cupped his face, slowly saying, wife, but before she could finish, her eyes went wide with shock and sweat poured down her face. She looked at Lin Mo, whose grin had turned sinister. His mouth was open, revealing sharp fangs as though he was in the throes of painful retaliation. The greedy ghost was forcefully shoved away, and in her panic, she screamed, what's happening? Then it was A Shu's turn. With a sharp sword in hand, she struck a fatal blow, severing a greedy ghost head. Blood spurted in a stream. As her head rolled to the ground, La Cheng's group cheered loudly, we've killed a demon official. Revenge has never been sweeter. Meanwhile, the fire-wrapped ghost, not understanding her own limits, charged forward in fury and spat fire at Lin Mo, cursing, damn you, I'll risk everything to bring you down. Having said that, he immediately unleashed a powerful stream of fire from the furnace. Luckily, both A Shu and Lin Mo reacted quickly, dodging to the sides just in time. With a serious expression, Lin Mo drew his sword, his body surrounded by green flames. He charged forward, shouting, I'll make sure you don't harm anyone here. Lin Mo swung his sword downward, executing the soul-sealing slash. In an instant, several brilliant golden beams shot through the air, catching the burning ghost off guard. Its eyes widened in shock, its mouth hung open, before it vanished into the thick white smoke that enveloped the area in front of Lin Mo. After a moment, as the smoke began to clear, the figure of the burning ghost reappeared, standing tall with an air of arrogance. Without hesitation, it used its signature technique of fire that burned the corpse, launching a devastating attack. The flames twisted together, creating an incredibly powerful strike. The burning ghost kept opening its wide mouth, its jagged, sharp teeth visible as it unleashed fiery assaults. It appeared to be using every ounce of its strength to hurl scorching flames toward Lin Mo. He swiftly dodged the hot blast of air, stepping aside and calling out sharply, A Shu, act now. The burning ghost stood frozen and surprised, its mouth still open, unable to move. Before it could recover, a shadowy figure in black rose from the ground, lifting a scythe and preparing to strike. A Shu is on the ground, he shouted loudly, summon Demon Shadow. In that instant, the burning ghost head was cleanly severed from its body. Blood sprayed into the air, splattering everywhere, while its wide-eyed and gaping mouth remained frozen in shock, unable to close. Where did the name Burnt Demon and its evil spirit title come from? Slowly, it crept towards the motionless body, its voice calling out for the old man in distress. Then it stood up, summoning a raging fire that enveloped its body. With a furious shout, it bellowed, How dare you? Its mouth stretched wide, revealing a set of white teeth, its bloodshot eyes screaming, I want you all to pay with your lives. Die. Die for me. At that moment, Lin Mo quickly grabbed A Shu's shirt and pulled him along, urgently saying, This is bad. The bird demon's power is nearly fully charged. Run. Luckily, when he and La Cheng's group jumped from the high floor of the crematorium, flames shot out of the windows just in time, sparing them from harm. After a brief pause, they all stared at the scene in front of them. A Shu and one of the two girls suddenly spoke up, asking for help, as if realizing how close they had come to disaster. The demon's gone. If we'd have been even a second slower, we'd have been reduced to ashes like Zhao Jian. Thank goodness Lin Mo warned us. Before she could finish, Lin Mo turned to tease her. Noticing her hair had curled, free perm, she gave a nervous laugh and responded, "What time is it? And you're still joking." Meanwhile, the other girl looked uneasy, beads of sweat dotting her forehead. The teacher had once mentioned that a burned demon is a long-range sorcerer, and to deal with it, one must either use a demon pact with a longer attack range or break through its skill range and get close to strike. She wondered if they should consider a long-range attack. After speaking, Lin Mo quickly touched 2 fingers to his other hand, summoning with a swift motion. Ghost Archer. Without hesitation, the summoned spirit obeyed, pulling back its bow and releasing an arrow aimed at the burning corpse-level evil spirit, which was hanging motionless on the high windowsill. However, the shot missed its target, allowing the spirit to swiftly leap and dodge with surprising agility. Seeing this, one of the 2 girls called out, "Help me." Her voice firm and urgent, she added, "Summon the swamp demon, imprison it." No sooner had the words left her lips than a damp green figure appeared, opening its mouth wide to spew a thick, slimy liquid toward the burning corpse-level evil spirit. This time the attack landed, and the evil spirit was immediately held in place, unable to put up any resistance. As the enemy remained suspended in midair, their body began to plummet to the ground, immobilized. Lin Mo seized the moment, pointing decisively at the Ghost Archer. "Shoot!" In an instant, 3 arrows shot through the air like streaks of lightning, moving so fast they were nearly invisible. Yet the burning corpse-level evil spirit reacted just in time, activating its fire shield to block the incoming arrows. Behind the safety of its shield, the spirit scowled, sneering as it bared its teeth. Pathetic. The fire shield absorbs 90% of physical damage. You only managed to take out my subordinate with a sneak attack earlier, but in a fair fight, you stand no chance against me. Standing his ground, Lin Mo's gaze remained steady, his left eye glowing red. Calmly, he spoke, continuing to assess the situation. If physical damage is reduced, then we'll use true damage instead. Upon hearing this, the burning demon-level Death Knight was momentarily stunned, his mouth hanging open as he muttered a blood curse. "You're a level 2 demon master. You've activated the 3rd skill of the red-eyed demon." The moment those words left his mouth, Lin Mo raised his hand and snapped his fingers with a smile, replying with enthusiasm, "Just a regular move." A moment later, when the time was right, Lin Mo's root triggered the device, causing a thick cloud of white smoke to burst into the air, enveloping everything in a haze. The burning demon-level Death Knight, having lost his evil spirit, collapsed motionless to the ground, his eyes wide, his mouth open, utterly stunned. Meanwhile, La Cheng and the girl with glasses grinned with joy, their faces lighting up with excitement as they cheered. "Well done! Great job!" However, they did notice the dark figure rapidly approaching from behind. It was the ghost of the blue flame, speeding toward them with wide eyes, shouting, "Who is this kid daring to stir trouble in my territory?" His voice was so loud that it sent everyone into a panic. They all turned to see the demon charging toward them, but a Shu showed no fear. He gripped his sword tightly and declared, "Lin Mo, leave this one to me." Without warning, someone sitting on the ground launched a massive fireball, shouting, "No." Thanks to Lin Mo's earlier warning, a Shu swiftly dodged to the side, narrowly avoiding the unexpected attack. A Shu, watch out. The blazing golden flame shot toward the ghost of the blue flame. Before he could react, the fiery blast struck him. His eyes bulged in terror, his mouth open in shock as he was quickly consumed by the flames. Within seconds, his body was reduced to charred remains, lying motionless on the ground with smoke rising from the ashes. Everyone watched in stunned silence. Upon witnessing this, the 2 girls exchanged puzzled looks and hesitated before voicing their questions, taking turns to speak. Did they work together plotting evil? Why didn't the burning ghost kill its own people before its death? Lin Mo, unable to hold back Min's curiosity, replied, "The fireball earlier was aimed at the greedy ghost. The response from the other side was slow and reluctant. That's right. I'm about to die, and I don't want that ungrateful brat to live either." Even then, Lin Mo was still confused and pressed for an explanation. "Aren't you all from the same family? What's really going on? Please tell me more." The burning ghost sighed deeply and continued. "Those 2 greedy ghosts were my son and daughter-in-law. When they were alive, they took every penny I had saved up with my wife. I can still remember the family photo, the one with the 4 of us shattered into pieces. Just thinking about how my wife and I died so unjustly. He told me they pushed us into the crematorium to burn us alive, just to steal the last room we had left." The burning ghost paused before speaking again, his voice growing heavier. "The anger and resentment my wife and I felt, it's hard to let go. The energy in the crematorium was so thick, it transformed us into burning ghosts. That same night, we killed our ungrateful son and his wife. Lying there on the ground, his voice weak, he continued, "We never imagined that the greed of those two could be so overwhelming. They absorbed the ghostly energy from the crematorium and became greedy ghosts themselves. Fortunately, the greedy ghost couldn't defend itself. We overpowered them, forced them to lure others for us." Upon hearing this, Lin Mo subtly lowered the tip of his sword to the ground, a mocking smile playing at the corners of his lips. Truly a family, where the father is righteous and the son is dutiful. He frowned slightly and clarified his thoughts. "I understand what you've been through, but if you take lives without reason, that's simply wrong." The long-haired girl standing beside him spoke up as well. No matter how noble a person was in life, once they become a ghost, they develop a thirst for blood. It's in their nature. To deal with them, you either bind their restless souls with a contract or you destroy them. But Lin Mo quickly responded, "And here I stand, holding a demon pearl and smiling deviously. I don't think as deeply as you do. I killed them simply because of the demon pearl, understand." Without missing a beat, La Cheng raised both hands, displaying a collection of demon pearls in various colors. He nodded enthusiastically. "Exactly. You killed those evil ghosts to avenge my brothers. All the demon pearls are yours." Lin Mo grinned, cupping the pile of demon pearls in his hands. "Well then, I won't hold back." At that moment, Mu Yuan King appeared seemingly out of nowhere, stretching and yawning. "Younger brother, are you making such a big deal over a mere evil spirit?" He quickly turned to her, his face lighting up with a smile as he asked, "Sister, you're still awake." Mu Yuan King, distracted as she fumbled through her pocket, responded with mild annoyance, "Go find a hotel. I want to sleep." Lin Mo, hearing this, immediately asked, "Can we head to the northern outskirts of Ling Ling City first?" As he began to ponder a few matters, he continued, "If the information about the ghost's obsession at that pool is correct, when the demon tide arrives, over 5,000 people from the demon sealing water tribe will die. I need to evacuate the people from there." After speaking, he remained still in front of Mu Yuan King, his fist clenching tightly. In the stillness of the night, she had no choice but to agree. "All right, I'll follow you." As they walked along the northern outskirts of Ling Ling, the sight of numerous small, run-down houses gradually came into view. Lin Mo glanced around at the surroundings, his eyes filled with a mix of observation and disappointment. Is this where the people of Demon Sealing live? He wondered aloud. A bit further along, he spotted Lai Yu, covered in dirt, running around with carefree joy. She accidentally bumped her head into Lin Mo's leg, letting out a small cry in surprise. Her reaction was almost automatic, and it made him feel a twinge of concern. He quickly warned her, "Be careful." Lai Yu, undeterred, looked up and asked in a childish voice, "Who are you people?" Pointing to himself, Lin Mo replied, "We're travelers." While Lai Shu remained quiet, Lai Yu narrowed her eyes, her brow furrowing. She clenched her fist and shouted, "You're lying." Lin Mo was taken aback. In this place, where locals and fierce soldiers were the only ones who seemed to matter, it was a surprise that Lai Yu had spoken up at all. He smiled softly, clearly impressed. "You're quite clever." His gaze then shifted to her bare, dirty feet. "But why aren't you wearing shoes?" he asked, a note of concern in his voice. Lai Yu shot him an angry look, her eyes sharp and filled with defiance. "It's because your people from Zhao destroyed our homeland," she answered. "The people of Demon Sealing are forced into slavery here. We don't have shoes or sandals like you." Her words struck Lin Mo deeply. His expression darkened with sorrow, and he lowered his gaze, his beard brushing his chest as he thought. After a moment, he gently reached out and touched Lai Yu's face in an attempt to comfort her. "Maybe that will change one day," he said softly. "There will come a time when everyone will be able to wear shoes and clothes just like me." The little girl immediately responded, "Really?" Suddenly, a voice rang out, loud and clear, "Sister, don't trust him." It was Lai Feng, dressed in nothing but a sleeveless top, standing protectively in front of her sister. With a fierce tone, she shouted, "The people of Zhao are deceivers. What are you planning by coming here?" Before anyone could reply, Lin Mo raised his hand and gave a cheerful thumbs up toward the sky, clapping lightly as he shielded the little girl. "Very noble of you," he said. "But I still have a question. Where are your parents?" "I don't see them around." Lai Feng, still seething with anger, gritted her teeth and snapped, "You already know the answer. They've been taken to the city walls." The boy spoke up, adding, "Forced to work without pay, building for Urgel people." Meanwhile, on the far side, a soldier cracked a whip across the backs of the workers from the kingdom of Demon Sealing, who were toiling under harsh conditions. Others stood guard, watching over groups of people who were burdened with heavy loads of stones and dirt. At that moment, one of the workers was struck cruelly by the whip. He was cursed at and urged to hurry despite his pain. Elsewhere, an elderly man, frail and shaking, continued to strain every muscle to pull a large stone up a slope, but he could barely stand from exhaustion. Suddenly, the rope snapped, and the man lost his balance, tumbling to the ground. The massive stone rolled down and nearly crushed him. In the midst of the chaos, someone shouted, "Watch out! The stone is going to fall." At that moment, Lin Mo knelt before the heavy chest. The necromancer, demon diva, demon martial disciple, and devil's extreme quickly soared into the air, their movements swift and determined. Without delay, all 5 of his subordinates moved swiftly to steady the massive stone wrapped in ropes, drawing astonished looks from those standing below. After a brief moment, the stone was lowered safely, avoiding any casualties. At this point, Lin Mo and Gao Ingmi stood among his demon subordinates, one hand casually in his pocket. He looked toward the old man and asked nonchalantly, "Old man, are you all right?" The old man, seeing him, stammered and shouted, You are," he muttered, pointing at Lin Mo in disbelief. His brow furrowed slightly as he continued, "Prince Yi Di." The words sparked a wave of excitement among the people of the kingdom of Demon Sealing. They quickly turned, shouting in joy, "He's really the prince. The prince is alive. The prince has come to save us, the people of Demon Sealing." However, a soldier witnessing the commotion aimed his gun at them and barked angrily, "What's all this shouting about? Didn't Prince Yi Di already die? These filthy peasants must be trying to rebel. Shoot them." But before he could act, the commanding officer arriving from behind stopped him. "Hold on," the officer said, his voice steady. "I've heard there's a brilliant student in Sinhai City who resembles Prince Yi Di. This might be him. Don't be too quick to act. This student is backed by Duan Kan Kun. If a riot does break out," his eyes narrowed, his tone turning cold as a mocking smile appeared on his lips, "well, that would give us the perfect excuse to open fire." Meanwhile, several people dropped to their knees on the dry, rocky ground. They bowed deeply to Lin Mo, who stood atop the large stone, and loudly declared, "We pay our respects to Prince Yi Di." The overwhelming tension made him freeze. I instinctively pointed at his face, stunned by the resemblance. "Yi Di, he looks exactly like me." The unease of being watched, like a distant threat looming, still lingered. At that moment, Lin Mo's expression turned serious. He said calmly, "If I let the people of the Demon Sealing Kingdom remain kneeling like this, the Safety Bureau might step in and think I'm the cause of unrest." Without hesitation, he jumped down before thousands of people kneeling before him. Looking conflicted and hesitant, Lin Mo pointed to himself and spoke clearly, "I'm not your crown prince. You've mistaken me for someone else. Your real crown prince passed away in his 30s. I'm only 18. The crowd slowly began to cry softly, their expressions filled with sorrow. "Yes, you're right. The crown prince passed away more than a decade ago. We were mistaken. He's gone. And now, there's no one who can save us." Hearing this, Lin Mo gently knelt in front of them and reassured them. "The demon tide will pass through here at 10 a.m. the day after tomorrow. There's still time. We need to begin evacuation immediately." An elderly man, still uncertain, looked at him and asked, "Evacuate to where? If the demon tide truly arrives, will they allow us to leave?" Lin Mo's face turned solemn, his voice lowered. "To them, we're just a buffer, mere protection for the people of Zhou." The old man, visibly moved, took Lin Mo's hands and said gently, "Thank you, child. You truly resemble our late crown prince. Your heart is just as sincere." Furrowing his brow, he urged, "You should leave quickly. Don't stay here because of us." But Lin Mo refused to go. He stood firm and protested, "No, I won't let everyone here wait to die." Suddenly, a soldier approached, cracking his whip and shouting, "What's going on? Why aren't you working for him?" Before anyone could react, Lin Mo grabbed the whip, blocking the old man. The people of the kingdom of Demon Sealing cried out, "Stop!" The soldier seemed momentarily unsettled and demanded, "What you want? Are you trying to disrupt the work? Are you planning a rebellion?" With determination, Lin Mo stood tall, turned, and walked away, replying, "No, I have something far more important to announce." Standing boldly in front of the crowd, Lin Mo wasted no time. With all of his might, he called out, "The day after tomorrow, a demon tide will pass through here. All citizens of the kingdom of Demon Sealing must evacuate to the northern outskirts, or everyone will perish." From behind an ambush, the captain's voice rang out, "You're claiming there's a demon tide? Ridiculous. Our army has received no such warning. Where did you hear this from?" His brow furrowed as he slammed his hand down in frustration. "If this delays construction, who's going to take responsibility for that? All the major demon realms are under military control. There will be no demon tide. If you keep making these threats, I might charge you with delaying construction, and you'll be executed for it." At his command, the soldiers raised their weapons, surrounding Lin Mo with menacing intent. The sudden upheaval caused rocks and debris to tumble from above, making it almost impossible to stay on their feet. Confused, they looked at each other, asking what's happening. To their surprise, a Shu stood at the top of the fortress and shouted out a warning. "Lin Mo, the demon tide is arriving earlier than expected." Soon a wave of demons surged forward, one after another, under the dull gray sky. It was a sight none had anticipated. The captain's eyes widened in shock as the realization hit him. It's true, this is a demon tide of this magnitude, and the walls won't hold them. In a panic, he turned and sprinted. Everyone, fall back quickly. Head for Ling Ling City. Meanwhile, Lin Mo was working to get the civilians to safety. Laborers, stop what you're doing. The demon tide is here. Run for your lives. The captain pushed his way forward, cracking his whip through the air to clear a path. He charged ahead, shouting angrily, "Commoners, move out of the way. You're only good as cannon fodder." Frozen in shock, the laborers didn't move. They couldn't process what was happening until Lin Mo's voice cut through the chaos. "Stop standing there. Get back to the shelters and bring the children." With urgency in his voice, Lin Mo turned to a shoe. A shoe. What's the situation? The defensive will only hold for about 3 minutes. Lin Mo called on the demons under his command to prepare for battle. If they could just hold the line for a little longer, they might have a chance to save a few lives. The demon tide, with their sharp claws, began scaling the walls, their glowing red eyes full of fury. The demon marshal disciple and Daiji rushed forward, obeying Lin Mo's orders. No demon would be left alive. As one wave of demons was pushed back, another took its place, relentlessly climbing up, sending their attackers to their doom in an unending wave. It was like trying to fight off an infestation of cockroaches. Impossible to stop. A bloated zombie demon let out a thunderous roar. It charged forward, slamming into the citadel's walls, while the other demons stood waiting, poised for the attack. Eshu stiffened at the sheer force of the oncoming assault. Lin Mo spoke urgently. "This structure is on the verge of collapsing. We have to fall back." A deafening explosion rang out, and a large section of the city wall was shattered. The soldiers, panic-stricken, could do nothing but watch as the demon tide descended upon them, relentless and savage, like a pack of hungry predators caught in a trap. With eyes wide in terror, they charged forward in waves, while the terrified crowd trampled one another in their desperate bid to escape, their screams filling the air. "The wall's down! Run!" Lin Mo shouted as he turned toward the rear. "Grandpa, we have to hurry. The demon tide is right behind us." The elderly man, his voice trembling, responded, "Our legs can't keep up. We're too old to run. You go ahead. We've lived our lives. If we can help the younger ones of demon-sealing country escape, that's enough for us." Lin Mo clenched his fists, his heart heavy with resolve. He swore silently not to let the people of Demon Sealing fall here. Without hesitation, he said, "Shu, you take the elderly and lead them out first. I'll catch up." As Shu hesitated, his voice filled with reluctance, "Don't say things like that. If we're leaving, we leave together." Lin Mo's tone turned firm. "Trust me. Go on ahead." As Shu paused for a moment torn, but then with a determined glance, he advanced toward the demon tide, sword drawn. "Don't waste time. Go now." He took one last look at Lin Mo, nodded reluctantly, and made his decision. "All right, I'll lead them out first, but I'll come back to help you." Lin Mo raised his hand, summoning his necromancer spell. From the ground, the undead guardians emerged, their hollow eyes glowing with an eerie green light. They opened their mouths, and from within, hundreds of small demons poured out, their eyes flashing through the air as they sped toward their targets with deadly precision. They slowly grew in size and then surged forward, charging at the fierce demon tide. The smaller demons formed a barrier to shield against the oncoming attack, yet the numbers on both sides were far too overwhelming. One of the enormous creatures from the demon tide swung a massive hammer, and with a single devastating blow, it sent the smaller demons flying. The necromancer's apprentice spoke, his voice sharp and threatening. "Don't try to stop me." From a distance, a loud cry rang out, pulling his attention. "Kill Lin Mo." With a swift leap into the air, he thrust his sword forward. A sharp, soul-sealing slash tore through the undead demon's upper body without hesitation. At the northern edge of the city wall in Ling Ling, an urgent shout echoed. "Quickly close the gates and activate the defensive formation." A female student, her hairpin gleaming in her hair, frowned in protest. "We can't close the gates. There's a group approaching from afar." The man beside her was adamant in his disagreement. "Those people are just the lowly commoners from Demon Sealing. Let them perish. They aren't worth the risk." Hearing this, the girl couldn't hold back and sharply retorted, "They are people too." Without another word, the man pulled the group of students toward the gate, continuing his lecture as they walked. "Hurry up. Even if we save those commoners now, they'll all die eventually." As Shu and the others stood still, waiting for a long time, but the gates never opened. Feeling uneasy, Shu called out, "Open the gates." The man remained firm. "I can't open them. If the demon tide breaks through, it would be a catastrophe." The group behind him whispered among themselves, uncertain. "If we don't let them in, won't those from Demon Sealing just die? It's clearly possible, and there are still children down there." Shu argued, suggesting that opening just one door would be sufficient. Inside the city, There were formations and around 100 or 200 soldiers, which should be enough to hold off the demon tide. The response came cold and dismissive. No, that's not possible. His expression darkened, and with a hint of provocation, he added, or perhaps you think Lin Mo can defeat the demon tide. Maybe you believe there's some powerful figure behind him who will step in. When that happens, the army will be called in to capture them, and not one will escape. As Shu, unable to contain his anger at the shameless remark, turned away from the group, muttering curses under his breath. Lin Mo, meanwhile, was fully focused, cutting down one demon tide after another, his resolve fueled by A Shu's encouraging words. Lin Mo, you have to push through. On Lin Mo's side, his army faced constant challenges, overwhelmed by the sheer number of enemies. The chainsaw demon was tightly bound by a mud demon and couldn't break free. Meanwhile, Brahmic Champ played his instrument with precision, unleashing his most powerful moves. He sent out threads to entangle the mud demon, rendering it immobile. Seizing the opportunity, the chainsaw demon struck, slicing a mud demon in two. At that very moment, the demon diva was caught by another demon tide. She was lifted off the ground by her collar and executed a powerful strike. The demon she struck clutched its chest, gasping for breath. Her brother, watching in horror, called out in panic, "Junior sister." Before she could defend herself, a swarm of ghost demons emerged from behind, rushing toward her like a pack of ravenous beasts. They descended on her, biting and clawing, causing her to scream in agony. The scene gave the demon tide a clear advantage. She sneered, casting a glance over her shoulder. Without a moment's hesitation, she lunged forward, delivering a forceful kick and shouting, "Go to hell!" Before she could regain her balance, Demon Diva's shattered soul appeared, her sword slicing through the air with a single strike. In an instant, the demon was sent on a journey to oblivion, never to return. Lin Mo's sword, the soul-sealing slash, had pushed the demon tide back a few paces. The demon is grateful. "Thank you," the creature said humbly. "Wait until all the demon-sealing forces have entered the city, then we'll retreat," Lin Mo instructed. The team responded in unison, understood. On top of the sturdy city wall, a girl raised her phone to capture the moment. "Look, everyone, it's the guy who disguised himself as a girl at the pool. He's risking his life to hold back the demon tide and save the people in demon sealing. He's not even thinking about retreating." The view count soared to 200,000, and she felt a sense of accomplishment. "My follower count has passed 1 million. I've made so much from this." Comments began flooding in. "Go for it. Blocking so many demons alone, he's the real demon here. Why hasn't the Safety Bureau opened the gates? Kid, this guy dares to face the demon tide alone. What are they afraid of? They say it's a demon, but the Safety Bureau is running faster than I am." "Exactly. Demons should go to schools and the military. I hope this kid holds on and proves the Safety Bureau wrong." "Don't kid yourself. With the demon tide this thick, they won't last even 10 minutes. From a distance, Lin Mo's gaze remained sharp and focused. She observed quietly. What had once been a petty troublemaker was now risking everything to protect these people. A Shu, gripping a sword, dashed through the chaos of fallen bodies, making her way swiftly toward Lin Mo. He hurriedly reported to Lin Mo, "The Deep Dragon isn't opening the city gates. What should we do now?" Lin Mo looked at him, almost in disbelief, and asked again, "What?" Using his sword as a support, he sighed deeply, then made a gesture, his voice tinged with resignation. "There's no way forward now. We can only hold out and die here." Lin Mo immediately gave a sharp command. Tang's courts responded without delay, surrounding the demon-sealing forces in a protective circle, while the air was filled with the wails and screams of demons. In that moment, Lin Mo gritted his teeth in fury and muttered, "As for the debt you owe, I'll make you pay it back 100-fold the day after tomorrow." He stood on the city walls, satisfied with his own strategy. His life had been spared, and there were still those who continued to protect him. Yang exhaled heavily. Lin Mo surged forward, and wherever he went, the demon tide fell apart. The common people were shielded behind the demon-sealing barrier, their safety secured through his relentless efforts. "Look at that," an old man said, squinting. "The way this boy is fighting the demons to protect us. He looks just like the prince when he was still alive." "You're right," another agreed. "When I saw him, I really thought the prince had been brought back to life. A stranger, yet he was willing to fight so fiercely for the people of demon sealing. How deeply moving." A little child tugged at his grandfather's sleeve, eyes wide, and said, "Grandpa, let's sing the national anthem of demon sealing to cheer him on." "That's a great idea," the old man said, and they joined hands, beginning to sing the first verse. "Wake up, people of demon sealing, from deep sleep as if dead from cruel, savage oppression. Rise and build a new life." The song rang out, spreading far and wide, catching Lin Mo's attention. Its power stirred the hearts of everyone who heard it. The sound of singing reverberated endlessly. In this life, no matter how ruthless the enemy may be, they will eventually be defeated. Now let us prove to the world that the blood of the demon-sealing warriors still runs through our veins. Standing firmly, he gritted his teeth and thought, if the demonic pact of the demon-sealing clan isn't broken, it will pose a serious threat to the Zhao nation. The melody continued, causing the demon-tide army to quickly regroup and charge forward with greater force. Shu, quiet! He wiped the blood from his lips, his expression hardening with shock. This is bad. The main force of the demon tide has arrived. The demons snarled, their eyes bloodshot and filled with malice, launching an assault. The next wave of the demon tide brought with it over 1,000 evil spirits. Lin Mo suddenly grasped the gravity of the situation and quickly pulled out his phone to call for backup. Looks like I'll have to reach out to someone. He typed out a message. Sis, hurry and come save me. I'm about to lose my life here. I'm having a late night snack right now, but after I finish, I'll head over. Hurry up and eat quickly. If you wait too long, you'll just be coming to collect my body. As he sent the last line, 3 demon-tide creatures locked their gaze on him. Meanwhile, Yuan King, eating and watching the live stream of her younger brother's battle, commented, where else could you find such perfect combat training? Lin Mo leaped into action as the desert demon unleashed a storm of sand. He quickly retreated, shouting, Chainsaw Demon, get over here. The chainsaw demon, wielding a massive cleaver, rushed in a frenzy, its sword through the air, preparing to strike the desert demon. With overwhelming force, the cleaver sliced through the desert demon's skull, blood splattering everywhere. The demon screamed in agony as its body melted into a slimy puddle, leaving the nearby creatures horrified. From a distance, a monstrous figure hurled several firecrackers toward him. He spotted them just in time and swiftly dodged the flying devices aimed at the demon, making it flinch. The firecrackers went off in a loud explosion, and the demon was consumed by the blast, losing its life in an instant. Behind him, a shoe was thrown backward, groaning in pain. Lin Mo rushed to his side, catching him as he fell. Lin Mo, and hold on. I'm sorry for dragging you into this, he whispered. The demon tide swelled in size, its terrifying gaze locking onto them, trapping them in place. Realization hit him like a wave. My spiritual energy is nearly gone. Could this really be the end for us? In a panic, the girl raised her hand, trying to call for help. No, I can't just watch Lin Mo die, she said, but he quickly grabbed her wrist, stopping her. She recoiled, shocked by his sudden movement, and called out, Father. He looked at her with a cold, fierce expression, baring his teeth. What are you thinking? Lin Mo may be trying to save the people of Demon Sealing, which means he's one of their remnants. She clenched her fist, struggling to explain, but he's trying to save people too. His face darkened, and he glared at her with cold fury. Those people belong to Demon Sealing, not to Zhao. If you go to their aid, and these demons rise again to kill the people of our country tomorrow, you will be the traitor to Zhao. Shaking, she finally found her voice, but only managed a few hesitant words. At that moment, a young man's voice rang out clear and firm. You hesitate to save lives? That's absurd. With those words, he unsheathed a knife and leaped down. If you won't save them, I will. They immediately yelled, Oh my God, this guy is insane. He'll die if he jumps down. Isn't he just a barber? How can he be so bold? Laying gracefully in a combat stance, the demons focused on him. Without missing a beat, one of them swung its blade horizontally, cutting a path with lightning speed. The blade left a deep slash through the demons who were surrounding him before he quickly leaped away. His movements were flawless, and in an instant, he appeared in front of Lin Mo and a shoe, shielding them. He gritted his teeth, putting all his strength into driving his longsword deep into the ground. With a powerful thrust, he unleashed his ultimate technique, the Heavenly Demon Slash. Countless slashes erupted around him, breaking through the demon's defenses. He stood tall and proud in the aftermath of his victory, prompting Lin Mo and a Shu to express their admiration. He turned to them and teased Xiao a Shu, your martial arts seem to have regressed. Lin Mo then asked, A Shu, who is this? This is my third uncle, a Shu replied. He's famous for his lightning-fast blade skills in the barbering world. He can shave a head in just 10 seconds. A 5th-level Demon Master barber, he's unbeatable. In his prime, he could finish in just 7 seconds. Lin Mo nodded in gratitude. Thank you, Uncle Alai. It's nothing, just stepping in when I see injustice, Alai said modestly. Alai then charged at the demons, sword in hand. The evil spirits are here. I'll handle the lesser demons. You two take care of the rest. Lin Mo, still impressed, muttered, A Shu, your third uncle is incredible. Of course, a Shu answered proudly. His barbering skills are unmatched. Lin Mo couldn't help but marvel at the unexpected turn of events. A master barber with such skill, honor, and martial prowess. Such a person was truly rare in this world. With his sharp instincts and agile movements, Lin Mo swiftly turned and used his sword to block the incoming attack. However, the creature proved to be more cunning than he had anticipated. It quickly coiled around his sword, preventing him from either striking back or pulling it free. In this precarious position, it used its remaining tentacles to bind Lin Mo tightly. The spiritual energy of the silk fabric had already been drained, and even the basic power of the demon's sword could no longer be wielded. Meanwhile, the hanging demons, using their tongues as weapons, launched their attack. Lin Mo couldn't help but feel a strange sense of amusement. They seemed to mock him, as though daring him to escape. Their tongues tightened around his neck, restricting his breathing. His face began to turn purple. In that moment of desperation, arrows suddenly pierced through the air, severing the demon's tongues and causing them to fall to the ground, no longer able to harm him. At last, Lin Mo was freed and could breathe once more. Weak and pale, Lin Mo quickly removed the demon's tongue from his neck, coughing violently as he scanned the area for the one who had come to his aid. He soon saw that he was not alone. To his relief, everyone had rallied together, standing united in support of him. "Big brother, we're here to help you," came the voice of a familiar figure, who awkwardly scratched his head and offered a sheepish smile, hoping Lin Mo would understand. "I'm really sorry. My abilities are limited, and all I can do is provide long-range support." Lin Mo, however, was unconcerned by such modest words. He immediately turned to them, clasped his hands together in gratitude, and said with sincerity, "I truly appreciate your help. Thank you so much." La Chang immediately turned and called out to everyone, "Demon Masters, listen up. As men, support me from a distance. Any credit for this victory, put it on my head, La Chang." The others responded without hesitation, stepping in to assist. Those skilled in combat used their abilities, those armed with weapons raised them, and the summoners joined the fray. Soon, the tide of battle began to shift. The demon forces that had been gathering erupted in chaos, their remains scattered in all directions. Below, Lin Mo was struggling to hold his ground. He used his sword to block Yu's attacks, desperate to keep it at bay. In that moment, several demons appeared around him, preparing to strike. Even with the help of Uncle Three from a Shu and La Cheng's group, the overwhelming number of demons made it difficult to survive. Just then, new Yuan King arrived, cutting through the chaos to clear the demons surrounding Lin Mo. "Sorry, younger brother, I'm late," she said. Lin Mo's heart lifted at the sight of her, and he couldn't help but exclaim, "Finally, sister. Now that we have 2 level 5 demon masters, this demon tide doesn't stand a chance." Her subordinates, quick to follow her lead, jumped into action, taking on the demons with precision. Yuan King assessed the battlefield, and seeing that her side was gaining control, turned to Lin Mo with a smile. "You and A Shu take a break. Relax for now. I'll handle the rest." Lin Mo's relief was palpable. Grinning, he nodded and turned to walk away, calling back, "Thanks, sister. We'll be back soon." He turned to glance at his companion and let out a deep sigh, sharing the moment with him. As they supported each other to keep walking, they said, "Luckily, this time we have you and your third uncle. Good friends, just seeing the injustice was enough to push us to act." While they walked, Lai Yu excitedly grabbed a handful of water bottles and cheered happily before rushing over to hand them to the 2 men. "Look, everyone, the brothers are back." She clutched the bottles tightly and ran, ignoring her older brother's calls to stop her. "I'm going to give them some water. Little sister." Lai Yu skipped over to Lin Mo and A Shu, offering all the bottles she had. "Thank you, brother. Without you, the people of Demon Ceiling would have no one left to protect them. Please take some water." Lin Mo sat down and patted Lai Yu's head in gratitude. Meanwhile, A Shu quickly downed the water. "Thank you, little one. What's your name?" Lai Yu smiled brightly and introduced herself and her brother to Lin Mo. "My name is Lingu Lai Yu. This is my brother, Lingu Lai Fang." A Shu, drinking beside them, overheard the conversation and raised an eyebrow in confusion. The Lingu clan from Nanluan Demon Ceiling is famous for their skill in controlling water demons. I never imagined they'd end up in such a situation. Hearing this, Lai Fang frowned, clenched his fist, and spoke with determination. "It doesn't matter. I will restore the town no matter what." Then, feeling a bit uncertain, he looked at Lin Mo and asked, "Thankfully, you're someone who knows how to stay positive and offer comfort. Kid, do you think I could become as strong as you?" "Of course. Even stronger than me," Lin Mo replied confidently. Faced with the child's anxious overthinking, Lin Mo knew, then was immediately filled with guilt. "Sorry for suspecting you were a spy from the province nation earlier." "It's all right," the child replied softly. At that moment, a deep, eerie sound echoed from the distance, grabbing both Lin Mo's and A Shu's attention. Turning toward the source, they saw a massive swarm of demons surging like a tidal wave, with even more approaching from behind. "This isn't good. More powerful demons are on the way." Lin Mo and A Shu immediately prepared for battle. Without hesitation, Lin Mo turned to the children and gave them clear instructions. "Stay inside the protective circle. Don't worry about the water. I'll drink it later. Just stay safe, both of you." The brothers quickly shut the door and hid themselves away. Meanwhile, Lin Mo and a Shu charged into the approaching wave of demons, cutting them down one by one. Break time's over, let's move. Before long, they had reached the heart of the blood-soaked chaos. They pushed forward with unwavering resolve, but as they drew closer, they noticed something odd at the center of the storm. A towering figure loomed within the vortex. As Lin Mo and a Shu halted, the storm surrounding the figure began to dissipate, gradually revealing the demon at its core. Both stood frozen in shock. Neither expected the creature at the storm's center to look the way it did. A demon with greenish-purple skin, as if its colors were mixed haphazardly. Its face was oddly shaped like a warped banner, and around its waist was a collar that resembled a rough, crude imitation of something once regal. Recognizing the demon, a Shu and Yuan King spoke in disbelief, almost in unison. The third-ranked figure of the demon realm, Nanshan, the one rumored to have traded away the demon king's power. Everyone understood the significance of this demon's appearance. If the half-demon king were to lead a full-scale demon tide assault on Ling City, even with defensive formations and specialized units in place, it might not be enough to hold them back. Action needed to be taken quickly. The military had to be notified for reinforcements, otherwise hundreds of thousands of civilians could face serious danger. That said, not everyone was fearful. Some, in fact, found the situation strangely intriguing. The half-demon king has shown himself. That means whoever was behind the remnant winged demon may soon make a move as well. Once the army's elite forces and contracted demon masters arrive, we'll have a chance to capture them all in one strike. Right after the speaker finished, the sound of countless footsteps echoed from the distance. As they grew closer, the rhythmic thudding became louder and clearer. Any demon in their path was swiftly struck down and sent flying, unable to put up any resistance. Seeing such a dominant force in motion, who wouldn't feel a surge of pride? The speaker smiled, clearly anticipating the coming confrontation. And then it appeared. Beside the fierce Li demon, a large group of cloaked figures emerged, charging forward with clear intent to encircle it. The demon narrowed its gaze. Though the group wore similar clothing and moved in unison, it could sense powerful presences among them. Demon masters of 5th, 6th, even 7th rank. Furious, Elite demon roared. It refused to let the human forces focus on wiping out its allies. With a defiant cry, it reared back and unleashed a powerful defensive technique, then charged forward with its signature move, 1,000 faces, 10,000 generals. The attack came so suddenly that the demon masters immediately took notice. Naturally, they wouldn't simply stand by and let the corpse be captured by the zombified creatures. Without hesitation, they summoned their demons to fight back, including the white bone demon, the centipede demon, and the misfortune demon. The summoned demons charged at the zombie without any coordination, using their strength to form a protective barrier and halt the advancing horde. The white bone demon unleashed its bone-shifting technique, sending a cloud of white bones swirling in the air. Meanwhile, the centipede demon grinned wickedly, then stretched its legs, using its 100-leg binding technique to ensnare the zombie. The legs of the centipede demon have turned into chains, trapping the zombie's hands, feet, and neck. The centipede demon said, ignoring the creature's frantic attempts to break free. Under the power of the centipede demon, the zombie looks like a helpless doll, as though it's been crushed and tossed around before being released. The misfortune demon, too, had its part to play. It leaped into the air, charging toward the zombie, seizing the moment to strike before the creature would recover. Final blow, the misfortune demon called out. As the misfortune demon invoked its ultimate technique, destruction, it froze in a moment of fear, its pupils narrowing. Despite being a demon, it was sweating, clearly terrified. And then, with a deafening crash, the Chinese character for destruction slammed into the zombie, pinning it to the ground, rendering it immobile and unable to escape. In an instant, the demon exploded into fragments. The scene was gruesome, too bloody for anyone to bear, so let's just say the aftermath left pools of blood to hint at the carnage. Lin Mo watched in stunned silence as the demon masters dispatched the high-level demon with ease, his eyes wide with disbelief. Even the demon king had been slain in just a few moves. Who were these people? Din then carefully observed the direction the group was moving in, and his heart sank. This was bad. Their target was the common people of Feng. Without hesitation, Lin Mo jumped down and dashed towards the group dressed in black. He raised his voice to capture their attention, ordering them to halt. What do you think you're doing? Quickly circling around to block their path, Lin Mo positioned himself in front of them, forcing the group to stop. They had no choice but to stand still and stare at him. The leader of the group wasted no time. His expression was stern as he regarded Lin Mo, almost as though he saw him as an inconvenience. Hand over the demon-sealing civilians to us, he demanded. Lin Mo stood his ground, unyielding. His face was even more serious than the leader's. No, the leaders seemed to take this as mere stubbornness. You can't handle these refugees. By tomorrow, they'll still be nothing but a burden. Give them to us. We'll ensure they can live as humans and regain their freedom. The more Lin Mo heard, the angrier he became. Raising his voice, he retorted, "Who just barges in and demands people like that? Why should I trust you?" At that moment, one of the figures in black stepped forward. Lin Mo blinked in surprise, not recognizing a person. The figure pulled down their hood, revealing your face. Lin Mo froze. The person frowned and immediately spoke. "Lin Mo, it's me." The recognition hit him like a wave. It was Zuan Han, and Rand's subordinate. He had been saved by the old woman from the safety bureau, hadn't he? But Lin Mo couldn't quite believe his eyes. Zuan Han hadn't even reached the second level of Demon Master before. Why did it seem like he was already at the fourth level now? Zuan Han appeared extremely hurried, leaving him no time to speak or explain anything to Lin Mo. "I don't have time to explain in detail. Just trust us. It's the right thing to do," he said quickly. Lin Mo stayed silent, carefully weighing the situation. He didn't sense any ill intentions in their willingness to negotiate with him. Furthermore, these people in black were likely connected to his father. If they truly intended to help the Demon Sealing group, he paused for a moment to consider the pros and cons. After all, if they were genuinely offering their assistance, that would be a blessing. He couldn't bear full responsibility for everyone's safety. "Please make sure they're well taken care of," he requested earnestly. Just then, the Deep Dragon group appeared above them, having clearly been observing the entire exchange. Their leader let out a loud, mocking laugh. As Lin Mo finished speaking, the Deep Dragon's menacing smile seemed even more terrifying than ghosts. "Longa is ruthless, and the serpents are nothing compared to us. You winged demons won't escape this time." The leader of the Black Cloaked group, hearing this, looked confused and asked, "Have you all really thought this through? If you oppose the alliance of religions, they will hunt you down without mercy." The Deep Dragon, still full of arrogance, shouted back defiantly, while his subordinates began to scatter. "Alliance of religions, with so many of us here, who cares about a few of them? Charge!" As he noticed his subordinates fleeing, the Deep Dragon turned to scold them in fury. "Where do you think you're going? What are you so scared of?" One of his men shouted in response, "I'm with the Alliance of Religions now. I'm out of this." The Deep Dragon stood there, helpless and furious, watching them run. "You cowards! How dare you run off? Well, you better pay for breaking the contract. Don't think you're getting away without consequences. Pay the damn compensation if you want," one of them retorted, "but it's better than dying. Bastards." The Deep Dragon swiftly turned to face the remaining subordinates. "Listen closely. We can no longer rely on the mercenaries. At this moment, you are all that's left. Earn your merit by eliminating the remnant winged demon. This is in direct order." "Understood." Without hesitation, the soldiers leaped into the air and charged toward the Demon Sealing citizens, who were also aligned with the Alliance of Religions. They cut through them ruthlessly and pressed on. Seeing the enemy approach, the Alliance of Religions immediately took up a defensive position. Meanwhile, Lin Mo found himself caught in the middle, surrounded on all sides by the summoning forces. A sly smile spread across his face as he observed the scene. A dangerous glint flashed in his eyes. It was his turn to hunt. Lin Mo raised his sword high and charged straight at the demons before him. "Alliance of Religions, advance. Soldiers of Province Nation, I'm here to help." He then drove his sword into one of the demons, blocking the path of a nearby soldier, making sure to do so efficiently and without hesitation. The demon, feeling the sting of humiliation, couldn't find the words to react. "This is my contracted demon. Apologies, I have poor eyesight, so I mistook it for an enemy. Congratulations. Host, you've earned 40 break the room points. The green-eyed demon is a traitor, correct?" Naturally, Lin Mo refused to admit it. He quickly began playing dumb, trying to cover his tracks. No, it's just that the fight was so chaotic. I couldn't tell who was who in the heat of battle." From above, the Deep Dragon pointed downward and bellowed. "Lin Mo, you are a remnant of Demon Sealing. You betrayed your country. It's a terrible misunderstanding." Lin Mo quickly protested. "I'm just reckless. I couldn't control the demon's soul properly, and that's what caused the confusion." Lin Mo immediately pointed at the electric chainsaw demon and the demon martial disciple. "If you don't believe me, let me make up for what happened earlier. Electric chainsaw demon, demon martial disciple, hurry and reinforce the soldiers of Province Nation." At his command, both demons shouted and sprang into action, rushing towards the battlefield. However, the demon martial disciple accidentally blocked the way, causing the electric chainsaw demon to trip and lose its balance. In that moment, the electric chainsaw demon was holding its chainsaw high, and instead of supporting the soldiers, it inadvertently swung it at its own teammate. "The enemy hasn't lost a single soldier, but all of ours are dead," someone shouted in frustration. Furious, he pointed directly at Lin Mo, unaware that a demon had appeared behind him, ready to strike. In an instant, the red demon snapped its jaws shut, swallowing nearly half of the man's body. As he struggled in the demon's grip, Lin Mo couldn't help but laugh. "Hoops, just a little slip of the hand," he said, amused. By the time Lin Mo regained control of a few other demons, the situation hadn't improved. It was unclear whether any enemies had fallen, but his own side was completely wiped out. He realized too late that he had been using the wrong skill again. Meanwhile, the system kept announcing points for Lin Mo, while the others simmered in anger. "Congratulations, host, you've earned 100 points for Break the Room." 15 minutes later, only a few members of the Alliance of Religions remained on the battlefield, along with the lifeless bodies of Deep Dragon soldiers. Lin Mo continued his performance, pretending to observe the situation with a dramatic flourish. "Aha, you're dead now," he declared, then swung his fist toward them. "Anyone who harms my province nation soldiers, I'll fight you to the death." The leader of the Alliance of Religions raised his hand, bracing himself for Lin Mo's powerful punch, even though he knew it wouldn't cause any harm. It was clear he didn't understand his own limits. In the end, when the two faced off, one pretended to throw an attack, while the other acted as though he had been struck. The punch was thrown, the blow taken, but it was all too much. The demons standing behind them were confused. Lin Mo had not landed a punch, yet suddenly collapsed, as if it were completely natural. "I'm finished," one of them muttered. As the demons remained bewildered and Ho Quin Home had no idea what was happening, Lin Mo, still on the ground, winked at them. At that moment, they understood. Each demon began to feign weakness, exhaustion, and paralysis, striking dramatic poses as if they were on the verge of death, pretending to be just as defeated as Lin Mo. From the ground, Lin Mo watched his subordinates' performance with satisfaction. Giving them a thumbs up, he praised their efforts. The plan worked. Now the Alliance of Religions can finally speak with the people of Demon Ceiling. "We're here to save you from the province nation. There's a demon tide protecting us, and this is the perfect time to retreat. If we stay any longer, it will be too late. Please trust us. If not, who else can you trust?" Knowing that they would likely be met with disbelief, Lin Mo quickly pulled something from his pocket to help prove their sincerity. I'm sure this will convince you." To their surprise, when he revealed a black cloth, the other side recognized it immediately, the genuine seal. Many from the Kingdom of Demon Ceiling recognized it on sight. As soon as they saw it, their eyes widened in astonishment. It was the official seal of the Kingdom of Demon Ceiling. While the two sides conversed, Lin Mo continued to feign severe injury, lying motionless on the ground. "Can the demon-nurturing corpse call back your zombies?" "Yes." Upon receiving the order, the demon-nurturing corpse swiftly recalled all of his zombies in an instant. Quick and efficient, the members of the Kingdom of Demon Ceiling only agreed after seeing the seal. With little choice, remaining in the province nation meant certain death. They decided it was better to trust them. The benefactor had removed the protective seal on the zombies, signaling his intentions, so they chose to follow. Having convinced them, the commander of the Alliance of Religions immediately issued instructions to the others in the church. Clear the way. The Deep Dragon, observing the situation deteriorating, was furious, but could do little more than shout from a high vantage point. "Those refugees are trying to escape here." As soon as Yuan King received Lin Mo's message, she quickly relayed it to a Shu, unaware of what was happening behind her. "Sister, please help the people of Demon Ceiling escape," a Shu urged Lin Mo. Unexpectedly, the demon lunged forward, slashing with its claws and catching Yuan King off guard. She was unable to dodge or defend herself in time. At that critical moment, a Lai rushed in, severing the demon's arm and shielding Yuan King. "Be careful," he shouted. In a flash, a Lai supported Yuan King's waist to prevent her from falling. His movements were smooth and precise, knocking the demon 2 meters away and giving Yuan King the chance to steady herself. He then checked on her. "Are you alright?" The pregnant demon, a high-ranking figure from the demon realm Nan Shan, was sent hurtling through the air. Realizing the situation was rapidly deteriorating, he immediately ordered a retreat. "Brothers, we've taken heavy losses. We can't keep pushing forward." As Eli watched the demons who had once been so eager to charge ahead, now retreating like frightened turtles, he couldn't resist mocking them. "They're running now. Guess it wasn't such a big deal after all." Alei was so focused on watching the demons flee that he forgot he was still holding Yuan King's body. In fact, he was leaning in quite close to her. Feeling awkward, she spoke first. Thank you for saving me." Realizing how close he had been to her ever since the rescue, Alai waited for her to speak before suddenly becoming aware of the situation. He quickly stood up, his face flushing with embarrassment. "It's nothing. Just a small thing." At that moment, a Shu, who was standing nearby, leaned in with a teasing whisper, making Alai even more uncomfortable. "If I'm not mistaken, Uncle, aren't you still single?" "What are you talking about, kid?" "Are you worried about my love life?" "Not at all." Alai gave him a playful knock on the head, and for once, a Shu fell silent. "You two have traveled far and wide. Haven't you met any girls you like?" "Well, there's no rush." "No rush at all. Everyone's happy, except for the Deep Dragon." The Deep Dragon, infuriated, scratched at the ground in frustration. It trembled violently, struggling to stay upright, its rage boiling over. It couldn't even release its anger. Grinding its teeth, it realized the situation was only getting worse, with no more soldiers left to send into battle. With the demon tide retreating, the team was now free to advance. Fortunately, a few of my subordinates are still alive. The Deep Dragon immediately commanded his remaining men to surround and capture Lin Mo. Lin Mo was allied with the Alliance of Religions. Seize him now. Hearing this, Lin Mo, who had been feigning severe injury, was so outraged that he had to sit up despite his act. The Deep Dragon, on the other hand, cursed him from head to toe. Alliance of Religions? What nonsense is that? The meal my mother made earlier was interrupted by an attack from a man in a black cloak too. Of course, the Deep Dragon ignored Lin Mo's words and focused entirely on using him as a punching bag to release his anger. I don't care, just bring him back for questioning. Such an injustice, such an injustice. Even though Lin Mo had been captured, he still wore a defiant expression, shouting loudly at Yuan King. Sister, go get the master. Tell him I was taken by a demon, and don't forget to gather the demon pearls scattered on the ground. Shut up! Without hesitation, they immediately escorted Lin Mo to the vehicle, blocking Ishu and Yuan King from getting any closer. While being taken away, Lin Mo remained composed and said, I haven't betrayed the province nation. The incident where I injured soldiers was simply an accident. As long as I stay silent, the Safety Bureau can't do anything to me. Naturally, the others couldn't hold back and began shouting in protest against the Deep Dragon's actions as they chased after them. What has Lin Mo done wrong? You can't just arrest him like this. Let him go. The more they spoke, the angrier they became, almost ready to rush in and attack the Deep Dragon on the spot. Students get arrested for saving people, while soldiers do nothing and get promoted. It's so unfair. Naturally, the Deep Dragon wasn't intimidated in the slightest. He actually drove closer to their position as if daring them to act, throwing out a taunt, "Come at me if you dare." Now the Deep Dragon was furious. His plan had fallen apart and he turned around to curse at them, his frustration spilling out. Let me see who dares to interfere with the safety department's operation. Su Feng stepped forward and gently pulled La Cheng's hand, urging him, Brother Cheng, stay calm. Confronting them head-on won't end well for us. But if we just do nothing, what will happen then? The truth was, they had no choice but to watch as the safety department's vehicle transported Lin Mo to the execution site. There was no way this situation was going to end well. Everyone started brainstorming ways to help Lin Mo. They made calls to find the media, hoping to expose the situation and use public pressure to influence the safety department. It seemed the safety department wasn't sitting idle either. They were quickly spreading out in all directions, gathering materials for their plan and updating the status of the operation. The air was filled with noise as everyone rushed about, shouting to each other. The western front of Nanshan had also fallen. The demon tide had already reached Mingjiang. At that moment, footsteps were heard from outside. From the sound, it seemed that the Deep Dragon had brought Lin Mo to the location. Sure enough, several of the Deep Dragon's soldiers escorted Lin Mo into the room. Ah, such a lively scene at the safety department. Am I in a banquet or something? As soon as everyone saw Lin Mo, they froze. Everything stopped, and they stared at him with intense, focused eyes. Congratulations, host, you've earned 10 points for breaking the room. The Deep Dragon no longer allowed Lin Mo to tease him and shoved him into another room, silencing him with a firm hand. You'll find out soon enough, kid. Lin Mo glanced at the interrogation room ahead of him, his smile unshaken. He wasn't the least bit concerned about what was about to happen. Oh, really, he said, his tone dripping with confidence. As soon as he was locked inside, the Safety Bureau staff began firing off questions demanding basic details. Name, gender, place of residence, and family members. His hands were cuffed, and he was forced to place both palms flat on the table. They couldn't pause, continuing their rapid-fire questioning without giving him a chance to respond. Tell us everything honestly. Lin Mo's gaze flicked to the handcuffs on his wrists, his expression tinged with boredom. Without hesitation, he answered Lam's question. Male, from Cancun province, Sashan village. When it came to asking about his family, Lin Mo's face darkened for a brief moment, but his smug smile never wavered. I have a father, a mother, and a younger sister, all from a long line of poor peasants. The moment those words left his lips, the Deep Dragon slammed his fist onto the table, rising to his feet. It was clear he didn't believe a word Lin Mo had said. His teeth ground together and his brow furrowed as he glared at Lin Mo, eyes narrowing with suspicion. A peasant trying to fool us, huh? What's the Safety Bureau's investigation say? The subordinate beside him, unfazed, recited the report in a calm voice. It aligns with our prior findings, sir. Father is Lin Jiang, born in 3067, from Sashan village in Canpan province. Mother is Zuan, born in 3063, from Meping village, also in Cancun. They were introduced by matchmaker Huling in 3081 and married shortly after. Their son, Lin Mo, was born the following year. The more his subordinates spoke, the more their nerves showed. They began to sweat heavily. The deep dragon, his face twisted with fury, fixed them with a burning stare. We've also looked into matchmaker Wan, they continued. She confirmed that she has known Lin Mo since he was a child. The deep dragon listened, his gaze unwavering as he absorbed the investigation report, confirming Lin Mo's identity. His anger flared even hotter. Despite how hard it was to accept, the evidence was clear. How could this be true? Damn it. Meanwhile, Lin Mo met the deep dragon's gaze with calm defiance, watching the man as he boxed himself into a corner. Lin Mo couldn't help but wonder how the old lady had managed to pull this off. The evidence seemed flawless, yet no matter how hard it was to believe, the deep dragon was convinced that Lin Mo had aided the opposing faction. Lin Mo, the deep dragon shouted, "What is this nonsense about you colluding with the Alliance of Religions?" Lin Mo gave a sharp pout and protested. "What are you talking about? They beat me up too. Clearly, I share the same enemies as the security department. We're all focused on taking down the Alliance of Religions." Of course, the deep dragon didn't believe a word of it. Enraged, he struggled to direct his fury, his eyes locked on Lin Mo, speechless in his anger. Still unconvinced, the deep dragon stormed toward Lin Mo, his fury boiling over. Slamming his hand on the table with a resounding thud, he stopped pretending to be calm. This time, he didn't stay behind his desk to interrogate Lin Mo. He approached him directly, grabbed him by the collar, and snarled his threat. Leaning down, looking down at Lin Mo with cold eyes, the deep dragon growled, "You intentionally hurt many soldiers, and you still play the fool. You're nothing but a leftover of Demon Sealing. Congratulations, host, you have earned 50 points for breaking the room." Lin Mo, ever the quick thinker, was far too clever to admit to anything. In truth, he wasn't afraid at all. Instead, he stood tall and shot back at the man with defiance in his voice. "Don't slander innocent people. Where's your evidence?" The deep dragon's fury grew even more, and his unease deepened. Without hesitation, the deep dragon laid out his suspicions and the so-called proof he had. If you weren't working with demons, how do you explain teaming up with those wild spirits in the abandoned graveyard? And how did you manage to escape the clutches of the Demon King's subordinates in the demon realm, Shanglan? The most damning piece of evidence, however, is that you visited Huaxai Hospital to see Yan, one of the 12 mediums in the kingdom of Demon Sealing. But to the deep dragon's surprise, Lin Mo didn't flinch or show any signs of fear. Instead, he fought to hold back a grin, already dismissing the deep dragon in his mind. He smirked, then lowered his gaze in mock indifference. "I don't know if Yan is a medium, but I do know she's your mistress." The deep dragon froze, shocked that Lin Mo knew this. If word of this got out, it would ruin him. Lin Mo, ever the provocateur, added with a teasing tone, "I went to visit her to get under your skin, didn't I? Or are you going to accuse me of infidelity now?" Each word he spoke seemed to fuel the deep dragon's anger even further. Unable to contain himself any longer, he lunged at Lin Mo, intent on landing a punch. Damn it! Just as the punch was about to land, a notification chimed in. "Congratulations, host. You have earned 500 points for breaking the room." Seeing the man about to strike, Lin Mo couldn't resist one final jab. "Go on, are you planning to force a confession out of me now?" Of course, that was a move the deep dragon couldn't risk. With cameras everywhere, any attempt to beat a confession out of a student would lead to disaster. So instead, he shoved Lin Mo back into his seat, trying to regain some semblance of control. But the deep dragon wasn't done with Lin Mo yet. Rolling up his sleeves, he flashed a wicked grin. "Do you really think you can talk your way out of this? Keep dreaming." Without hesitation, the deep dragon pressed a tattoo on his arm, summoning the demon bound to him by contract. Summon Smoke Demon. In an instant, the smoke demon appeared, its smoky tendrils swirling around Lin Mo. It gave him a chilling smile, but once Lin Mo locked eyes with it, his own smile vanished. The smoke demon edged closer, exhaling a cloud of thick smoke. "Hey, darling," it purred, "let me show you a taste of my grudge. I only mentioned your little affair, but is that really a good enough reason to kill someone just to keep them quiet?" From behind, a few voices nervously spoke up. "Director Gao, what you're doing is against the rules. This grudge you're talking about could cost him his life." What he said, "We'll keep it from your wife." Enraged, the deep dragon spun around, his voice rising as he shouted at the two of them. "This isn't about that. Are you just going to stand by and watch Revenant Wind Demon tear Province Nation apart?" Just then, the door to the interrogation room was suddenly kicked open. Everyone jumped, turning toward the entrance. It was Zhu Feng, storming in with anger burning in his eyes. "How dare you capture the disciple of our Zhen Tian army's commander? Let him go now." The moment Lin Mo saw Zhu Feng, a surge of joy flooded through him, and his face lit up with a beaming smile, more radiant than if a financial savior had walked through the door. Behind them, Teeming, the deputy commander of the military police, looked pale. He quickly spoke to Zhu Feng, his voice urgent. Commander, barging into the safety bureau like this and demanding someone's release. This goes against the rules. As soon as Zhu Feng heard this, he snapped. You wouldn't dare speak to me like that under your commander's rules, and yet you're trying to lecture me on rules? Yes, sir. Teeming had no response, so he turned to the Deep Dragon for help. Director Gao, how's the interrogation progressing? He asked. Give me a bit more time, the Deep Dragon replied. Of course, Lin Mo won't let such a rare chance to escape slip away. A scream desperately. Master, save me. They want to frame me with the mark of guilt. Hearing this, Zhu Feng's anger flared, his face reddening. He grabbed Teeming by the ear and scolded, What's this? You're still going along with this imperial examination nonsense. I'll have to teach you all a lesson on behalf of your commander. A misunderstanding? It's just a misunderstanding. No one would dare use the mark of guilt to frame anyone. But of course, how could I ever believe the nonsense they're spouting? Without warning, Zhu Feng reached out and seized the smoke demon. His grip tightened around the demon's throat, causing its face to turn purple and making it unable to break free. What's this? Cough, cough. The Deep Dragon was taken aback by the scene. He quickly gave up on asking the smoke demon to assist with the interrogation, watching as the demon returned to its place. Zhu Feng coldly watched the smoke demon transform into smoke and return to the Deep Dragon. He had spared the demon's life, showing restraint. Turning sharply to the Deep Dragon, and Zhu Feng said, So, you intended to frame my disciple without any evidence, and you plan to use the smoke demon as a weapon. I was only planning to scare you a little. The explanation offered by the Deep Dragon did little to sway Zhu Feng. In fact, it only served to deepen his anger. Then let me show you a bit of fear as well, he said sharply. Teeming, noticing that Zhu Feng was about to use his power, grew anxious. Without hesitation, he rushed forward to intervene. Please, sir, don't be angry. Gao Longchen, release him immediately. Left with no other option, the Deep Dragon reluctantly unlocked the handcuffs and freed Lin Mo. If he didn't comply, the entire security bureau would be in danger. As Lin Mo stepped out, he wasted no time in speaking to Zhu Feng. Master, I didn't commit any crime. In fact, I risked my life to fight the demon tide and save the workers for the province nation. This only infuriated the Deep Dragon further. He glared at Lin Mo and snapped. Lin Mo, don't get too arrogant. Congratulations, the host has earned 40 points for breaking the room. Before Zhu Feng could leave, the Deep Dragon had already begun scolding his disciple. His courage knew no bounds, yet in the end, he was mocked by the very person he had hoped to intimidate. Not satisfied? I get it now. Your disciple saved lives, so the Security Bureau will issue a commendation and reward him with 2 demon pearls as prizes. Zhu Feng led Lin Mo out, and just before they fully exited, Lin Mo stuck out his tongue and made a playful face at the Deep Dragon. That's acceptable. Let's go, disciple. The Deep Dragon, however, was far from pleased. Is this really how it ends? What else can we do? If word of your false accusations gets out, our careers are finished. As Teeming left, he couldn't resist making a final remark. From now on, if you want to arrest Lin Mo, you better have solid evidence. Otherwise, don't even think about laying a hand on him. Originally, there was nothing more to say. The Deep Dragon was already furious. Now, not only had Lin Mo humiliated him by exposing his affair, but he had also been reprimanded by his superiors. Damn it, the disgrace I've suffered today will be repaid. The Deep Dragon's hatred for Lin Mo burned so intensely that his eyes turned red. In that moment, he thought of 2 people connected to Lin Mo, one of whom knew Lin Mo's true identity. It was possible that this person was the woman somewhere, perhaps at a tavern. After leaving the safety office, the 2 of them had gone out to enjoy some food and drinks. They raised their glasses and clinked them together. Lin Mo expressed his gratitude to Zhu Feng, saying, Thank you for saving my life, master. Let me treat you. After their toast, Lin Mo downed his entire glass in one go. It was unclear whether it contained water or something stronger. The liquor remained in front of Zhu Feng. Seeing Lin Mo so carefree, Zhu Feng sighed and said, Although I saved you today, the fact remains that you saved the demon sealing people. The army will keep hunting you. Once they strike, it'll be the end for you. Lin Mo appeared completely unfazed, as if he wasn't afraid in the slightest. Even if they come after me, don't I still have you to protect me? Zhu Feng calmly pointed out the harsh reality. I can't protect you every time. Besides, I'll be leaving for the north tomorrow. Why are you going to the north? Lin Mo asked. Zhu Feng then explained the situation up north. The 4 northern nations have united to eliminate the heretic sect your sister belongs to. This time, I'm afraid she'll lose her head. Even though she betrayed the sect, she's still my disciple. At the very least, I have to try to save her. Lin Mo's demeanor remained casual, even somewhat indifferent. As soon as he finished speaking, he was struck unexpectedly. Master is truly kind to his disciple, he muttered. It hurts, he added with a wince. Zhu Feng furrowed his brow and fixed his gaze on Lin Mo. He leaned against his leg before speaking again, his tone sharp and focused. Stop wasting time with words. There are 3 things you need to do now. First, continue growing stronger. No rest, understand? Zhu Feng raised 2 fingers, emphasizing the second point as if asking Lin Mo directly. Second, form a contract with a powerful demon. You still have a few contracts left, right? Ah, yes, Lin Mo replied. Hearing this, Lin Mo paused to consider and then asked for Zhu Feng's input. Let's see what he wants me to make a contract with. Master, which demon do you suggest I contract with? Zhu Feng took a long drag from his cigarette, letting the smoke swirl around him before answering. Demon prodigy. Zhu Feng then elaborated on his reasoning for wanting Lin Mo to form a contract with this particular demon. 2 days ago, the demon realm's Shanglan was destroyed and he was seriously wounded. Now he's hiding in a tomb near our school. Lin Mo hesitated, clearly confused. Contracting with demon prodigy, isn't he a half-demon king? Not anymore. Both of them thought back to the techniques of demon prodigy, clearly impressed. Demon prodigy is quite unique. His ultimate skill allows him to create 4 physical clones. Zhu Feng continued, his voice steady. That's also why he's no longer half-demon king. His clones were all killed in battle, so his overall power has been significantly reduced. This time, Lin Mo grasped the situation and responded eagerly, like a student eager to answer a question. It also indicated that the demon prodigy had likely fallen below the level of an evil spirit, or possibly even further. Zhu Feng elaborated to make sure Lin Mo understood the importance of this. The demon prodigy is extremely valuable. If you can form a contract with it, your power will increase dramatically. Lin Mo had already been told about 2 things he needed to do, but the third remained unclear. He pressed for more details. What's the third thing I need to do? You said it's a bit complicated. Zhu Feng, cigarette in hand, leaned closer to Lin Mo's ear and continued explaining. Keep an eye on your Jew sister. Don't let her experiment with any forbidden spells after the master leaves. Lin Mo was taken aback by this. He stood frozen for several seconds, eyes wide in shock as he stared at Zhu Feng. Forbidden? I didn't expect new Yuan King, who seems so harmless and not exactly the brightest, might actually be planning to betray the sect and leave. After their conversation, Zhu Feng handed Lin Mo a ring. Take this. If you ever face something you can't handle, go to the demon abyss and find C, your sister. By then, Zhu Feng was already drunk. As he stumbled along, rubbing his stomach, he muttered, though she betrayed us and left, compared to others, she might still be considered obedient. If you beg her, she'll probably help you 3 out of 10 times. Lin Mo got up and followed Zhu Feng, scratching his head as he repeated, 3 out of 10 isn't too bad. As night fell and the moon rose high, the crescent moon shone brightly tonight, although, as usual, it failed to illuminate much beyond the scenery below. Lin Mo gently pushed open the wooden door and stepped inside. He then whispered, "Is everyone asleep?" As he climbed into his bunk, his eyes fell on a red bag and a piece of paper carefully placed on it. What's this? It turned out that a Shu had gathered these items and set them aside for Lin Mo to pick up when he returned. The paper had his Shu's name written on it. Seeing that his roommate had gone to the trouble of collecting everything for him, Lin Mo couldn't help but smile. A Shu was really thoughtful. He didn't miss a single demon pearl. Lin Mo settled onto his bed, deciding to rest his weary body on the pillow. After a long and exhausting day, he was finally ready to sleep. Outside, everything seemed calm, the quiet broken only by the soft glow of the moon, which bathed the surroundings in a serene light, allowing everyone to sleep peacefully. Sitting on his bed, Lin Mo looked around the room, now dimly lit, and realized he'd already taken a short nap. He reached for the bag filled with demon pearls. He quickly formed a hand seal, and his body was surrounded by a red aura. It wasn't real fire, but the energy from the demon pearls, which began to absorb into him, enhancing his abilities. As he did, a series of system notifications flooded his mind. Leveling up to Demon Martial Disciple, Early Stage Evil Spirit, successfully changing Skill 3 of Demon Martial Disciple, gaining a passive skill Rage. Rage Level 1. Each time you take damage from an opponent, your rage points will increase by 5. For every 10 rage points, your critical hit chance increases by 3%. The maximum rage points can reach 100, providing a 60% chance of a critical hit. No spiritual aura consumption, skill cooldown of 1 second. After defeating this demon, the next one will be promoted as well. Demon Diva has been elevated to the rank of Primary Evil Spirit, successfully upgrading her 3rd skill and unlocking a new ability, Tram Bong Du Dong, Melody of Rising and Falling. At level 1, Tram Bong Du Dong plays a soothing melody that restores 10% of the general's health while briefly boosting both combat and attack speed. The skill consumes 70 spiritual aura and has a cooldown time of 120 seconds. Lin Mo raised his hand, revealing his tattoo, which contained the essence of the demon who had formed a pact with him. He examined the results of his efforts and smiled. A powerful skill, he remarked. This time, the strength fueled by the demon martial disciple's rage was enough to rival that of the electric saw demon. With healing abilities and increased attack speed granted by the demon diva, the enhancement was truly at an epic level. However, Lin Mo had overlooked one demon who had played a significant role in this achievement. The corpse-rearing demon spoke up, its voice dripping with frustration. What about me? I helped you, and yet my remaining tank's corpse count is barely over 100. Those were corpses I spent centuries raising. Before Lin Mo could respond, the electric saw demon standing beside him shot a warning. What's so special about a pile of decaying bodies? Keep acting tough and I'll turn you into mincemeat. The corpse-rearing demon, infuriated, was quick to retort. Having already lost many of its tank's corpses and now being denied proper compensation, it felt deeply insulted. The urge to fight surged within it. The electric saw demon, unbothered, cracked its knuckles, its fists tightening. I've already shown you respect. Now I'll show you just how I'll bring you down. The two demons immediately clashed, drawing cheers from the other onlookers. Meanwhile, the demon diva nestled closer to the demon martial disciple. Fight, fight. Go on, stop fighting. No, don't fight anymore, she muttered in a playful tone. Lin Mo, feeling a headache coming on, rubbed his forehead in exasperation. Having so many powerful contract demons is great, but it's so incredibly noisy. The two demons were locked in a fierce battle, but when Lin Mo decided to step in, all it took was a simple move to separate them with his bare hands. However, he didn't immediately act. Instead, he stood between them and calmly outlined his plan. Wait for his shoe to return. I'll borrow his knife to head to the desolate tomb. After settling the pointless dispute, Lin Mo sighed and sank into a chair, taking a moment to relax. He began scrolling through his phone, briefly checking out the latest updates. He glanced at the two female demons he had contracted with, who were quietly studying as they usually did. They were good demon women, calm, gentle, and even helping him with his homework. While taking a break, Lin Mo's eyes landed on something that made him freeze. He stared at the screen in shock. The latest news flashed across his phone. Military supplies from the Transport Safety Department had been completely stolen. The value of the stolen demon pearls alone was estimated at over 15 million, with additional items related to demon formations unaccounted for. The culprits were still under investigation. As Lin Mo processed the news and Ran, resting his chin on his hand, fell into deep thought. And Ran really keeps his promises, but there are only 3 of them. How did they manage to pull this off? By then, the others had woken up and entered the room. They approached Lin Mo, speaking up as they did. Mr. Mo, you're finally awake. Is there no class this afternoon? Lin Mo smirked at the question. Proudly, he picked up the stack of homework the demon girls had copied for him and handed it over to them. Make sure to turn this in for me, he instructed. Xiao Ban watched the scene with a twinge of jealousy, almost on the verge of tears. I'm so stupid. Why doesn't my demon servant have any hands? That means I won't have to struggle with copying notes anymore. Congratulations, my friend, you've earned 40 points of excitement. Lin Mo noticed his friend's downcast expression, so he walked over, threw an arm around Xiao Ban, and tried to lighten the mood. Maybe you've trained a trash bin demon to hold a pen and write. You're truly something else. With that, Lin Mo turned to a Shu and thanked him and his family. He even handed them 2 evil spirit demon pearls as a gesture of gratitude. A Shu, I really appreciate you and your uncle this time. No need to mention it, brother. It's nothing. Of course, no favor comes without a price, and no one is ever completely selfless. Lin Mo smiled slyly, then made his request to a Shu. There's just one more thing. He pointed to a Shu's weapon and immediately asked to borrow it. Let me borrow your head-shaving knife for a bit. Later that night, Lin Mo took a Shu's head-shaving knife and headed toward the back of the mountain, near the desolate tomb where the demon prodigy was hiding. The area was eerily quiet, with no clear signs or clues to guide his search, so he summoned the corpse-rearing demon for assistance. As soon as the corpse-rearing demon appeared near the desolate tomb, it laughed with glee. Oh my god, you weren't lying. There are corpses everywhere. While Lin Mo focused on his surroundings, the corpse-rearing demon happily gathered one corpse after another, as if it were collecting treasures. Before long, Lin Mo noticed a demon hiding behind a large mound of earth. Coincidentally, the demon hiding there also spotted him. In the brief moment when their eyes met, Lin Mo let out a sharp shout and sprinted toward the spot. But by the time he arrived, the demon had already fled. However, how could it escape Lin Mo's keen gaze, his sharp intellect, and his swift legs? Lin Mo was right behind it in no time, sending a shiver down the demon's spine. Without hesitation, Lin Mo seized the demon by the clothes, lifting it effortlessly, as if it were no heavier than a chicken, causing the demon to break into a cold sweat. Bring all your companions here and dig up every corpse in this part of the desolate tomb, Lin Mo commanded. Okay, the demon replied, surprisingly compliant. Following Lin Mo's orders, the demon summoned several others from the area, each of them starting to dig up a grave. The corpse-rearing demon watched this unfolding scene with wide eyes. Its expression was a mix of shock and deep satisfaction. It had completely forgotten the earlier events of the morning and no longer held any grudge against Lin Mo. A person who could summon so many demons was clearly someone worthy of leading the desolate tomb. Truly impressive. Easy work, Lin Mo muttered as the demons unearthed the corpses and lined them up in a neat row. The corpse-rearing demon grinned as it poured demonic energy into the bodies. Lin Mo also summoned the demon martial disciple, who quickly joined in, helping the corpse-rearing demon and speeding up the process of controlling the corpses. In that moment, the demonic energy from the corpse-rearing demon spread like a vast net, enveloping all the bodies. It was now only a matter of time before the command was given. The corpse-rearing demon looked on at the scene with a grin, clearly pleased. Just then, the system's voice echoed. Excellent. The loyalty of the corpse-rearing demon has increased by 30%, now standing at 45%. Lin Mo, standing at the back, observed the entire scene. Resting his head on his hand, he couldn't help but smile wryly, thinking to himself, this guy is no different from a chainsaw demon. Just then, for reasons unknown, a beautiful female demon suddenly approached Lin Mo, her arms outstretched as though to embrace him. It turned out she was the woman in the red dress. Her appearance was so sudden that Lin Mo had no time to react. The female demon in red smiled and said, Husband, you came but didn't even speak to me. Before Lin Mo could respond, she ran her hand across his chin and gently turned his face to meet hers. She whispered softly, You can't leave tonight. You must stay with me. Naturally, Lin Mo declined. After all, aside from everything else, he still needed to sign a pact with the demon prodigy. He quickly protested, No, I have something urgent to take care of. But the female demon in red wasn't about to let him go. She pressed herself closer to him, pinning him against the tree. She teased, What could be more important than me? Lin Mo replied, I've heard the demon prodigy has arrived at Desolate Tomb. At this, the female demon in red immediately understood why Lin Mo was there. She blew a soft breath into his ear, teasing, Yes, he's causing trouble at Desolate Tomb. But what I'm about to tell you next might surprise you. She chuckled softly and added, I've personally defeated him. He's locked up in Guji now. Lin Mo's expression shifted instantly. He stopped resisting the female demon in red, and to her surprise, he even took her hand, causing her face to flush with a faint red hue. His face brightened with excitement as he immediately made his request, and take me to see him. The female demon in red smiled and replied, As you wish, husband. The red-clad female demon obeyed Lin Mo's request and swiftly led him to the dungeon deep within Guji. The atmosphere was oppressive, shrouded in darkness, with only faint light flickering and eerie sounds echoing through the air. Inside the cell, the demon prodigy continued to rage, his curses aimed at the red-clad demon, showing no sign of tiring. Stinking woman, when my army arrives, I'll burn this place to the ground, he shouted furiously. In the middle of his tirade, the demon prodigy noticed Lin Mo being brought in by the red-clad female demon. His expression shifted, and he greeted Lin Mo with a forced smile. Hey, demon prodigy, how's it going? Lin Mo asked casually. The demon prodigy's face instantly darkened at the sight of Lin Mo, his displeasure clear. But Lin Mo paid no attention, moving closer to him without hesitation. I heard the demon realm of Shanglan was destroyed by the Jiang province army. So, where are your demon subordinates now? Lin Mo asked. They're either dead or injured. Most of them were killed outright, but the Jiang province army isn't so impressive either. I've already taken out 4 of their 5th-ranked demon masters myself. The demon prodigy replied, bitterness in his voice as he recalled the battle. As he spoke, the demon prodigy suddenly froze, a look of realization crossing his face. His expression turned guarded and suspicion seeped into his tone. You're not with the provincial army come to capture me, are you? He asked sharply. Lin Mo spoke calmly, his voice reassuring. Of course not. Last time you spared my life in Shanglan City, so this time I come to save you. The demon prodigy sneered. You, a mere 2nd-ranked demon master, think you can save me? Are you some kind of gatekeeper in the demon world? Just as he finished speaking, a hand shot out and gripped his neck. The female ghost in red, furious at the demon prodigy for daring to insult Lin Mo, spoke with rage, Show some respect. If you ever belittle my husband again, I'll kill you. Her words struck terror into him. The husband standing next to Lin Mo intervened, saying, "Hold on, I haven't finished speaking yet." The demon prodigy was stunned by Lin Mo's true identity. Who exactly was Lin Mo? The king of hell himself had written a letter to protect him, and he even had a beautiful female ghost as a wife. After a moment of thought, he sank into defeat and asked, "So, what do you plan to do to save me?" Lin Mo spread his arms and gave his shoulder a few reassuring pats. "Cheer up. If you become my contracted demon, the army will have no reason to capture you. What do you think of this deal?" The demon prodigy, still maintaining his arrogant attitude, quickly rejected the offer. "Humph, I thought you might have some clever solution. But I am a demon lord. How could I become a contracted demon for a mere child? I would rather die than do that." Lin Mo shrugged and mocked him. "Ha, what kind of demon lord are you? The demon realm is vast, yet you can't even protect it." Infuriated, the demon prodigy yelled, "What did you say?" Lin Mo, encouraged by the situation, pressed further. "You're truly useless." Hearing this, the demon prodigy's face darkened with fury. "What did you say? Are you calling me useless?" The system immediately chimed in. "Congratulations, the host has earned 40 points of anger." Shaking with rage, the demon prodigy slowly stood up. "On what grounds do you call me useless?" He shouted, "The records I've read are at least 100,000 times more than yours." Lin Mo responded calmly, "If you're more than just a bookworm, I challenge you to a riddle. Solve it, and I might consider you smart." The demon prodigy, confident in his knowledge, burst into laughter. "Since I was 5, I've been composing couplets. You can begin whenever you're ready." Lin Mo stroked his chin thoughtfully and said, "Here's the first line. A walk by Westlake, a poem on its banks, a melody in the air, all about the lake, and then off we go. Westlake once had an old tin. It fell in. Such a pity for that rusty thing." He felt a surge of gratitude and thought, "This is the height of Old Man Sushi's couplets. I'll borrow it for now." At this point, demon prodigy froze, unable to find the right words. His body trembled with anger and shame. He shouted directly into Lin Mo's face, "Impossible. Absolutely impossible. I've read thousands, tens of thousands of books, yet I can't even come up with a single couplet. You give me the answer." The system's notification popped up. "Congratulations to the host for gaining 100 points of agitation." The message continued. "Detection shows that demon prodigy's agitation points have reached 30%, with 69% remaining before the contract is automatically signed." Lin Mo secretly rejoiced. "It's working." With a hint of disdain, he replied, "Let me tell you, the second part of the couplet goes like this. Dr. Qin suffers from nearsightedness, and in the world of nearsightedness, there are doctors. The Qin family is nearsighted. When you look for a doctor, you meet someone shallow-minded. In the shallow-minded world, all the doctors are truly short-sighted. What do you think? Is it good?" Demon Prodigy immediately challenged him. "All right, I'll give you a couplet. Let's see if you can match it." Lin Mo accepted confidently. Demon Prodigy began. "At the highest level, the top and bottom are not necessarily about class oppression. In a harmonious society, one above and one below doesn't equate to class struggle. Together, we build a harmonious society." Lin Mo quickly responded, "In the future, progress and growth are not barbaric invasions, but the rise of a new generation. It's not about savage intrusion, but about nurturing the future." The red-clad female ghost, clearly impressed, draped her arm around Lin Mo and said, "Oh, husband, you were so cheeky." Demon Prodigy, now even more enraged, retorted, "The second part of this couplet is a real offense to literature." The system chimed, announcing, "Congratulations, host, you've earned 100 excitement points." Lin Mo replied dismissively, "You're not in charge of me. Just tell me if it's a match or not." The systems panel appeared, revealing that the Demon Prodigy's excitement points had reached 70%, with 29% remaining until the contract would automatically be signed. Both sides stood their ground, continuing their verbal sparring, exploiting the squared solution effect just for the root approximation online across the central point of the direct diameter. Continue the riddle of pearls with the Rice Kingdom gathering the double atomic core of the sun's head shape. One side stayed calm, while the other was boiling with anger. The Demon Prodigy refused to back down, declaring, "Big fish eat small fish eat shrimp, shrimp eat the water flowing over the rocks." Lin Mo responded effortlessly, "The hawk catches the chick makes a sound. Teeing the earth causes the earth, the water makes the mountain collapse." Seizing the moment, the Demon Prodigy argued, "Wrong, mine is about shrimp eating water. All three parts are about eating, while yours is about catching." He grinned widely, pleased with himself. "Finally, you've lost." Lin Mo's expression remained composed. "Simple. I've thought of another one. Master overpowers master's wife overpowers the bed overpowers the ground. How does the ground shake the mountain?" The Demon Prodigy stood speechless, so furious he nearly spat blood. The system chimed again. Congratulations, host, you have earned 200 excitement points. Trembling with rage, the demon prodigy stammered, You're a monster in human form. At the same time, the system calculated, showing that the demon prodigy's excitement points had reached 99%, and the contract was now eligible to be forcibly signed. Lin Mo stepped forward, patting him on the shoulder, and firmly said, Thank you for signing the contract. The demon prodigy yelled in fury, Who wants to become your contracted demon, huh? The system chimed once more, Demon Prodigy Master, congratulations, you've won the Lucky Response activity. If you answer correctly, you will be fortunate enough to become Lin Mo's contracted demon. Do you wish to respond? Quickly, he snapped back, I give up. I choose to give up. It was completely unexpected when the system suddenly defaulted. A notification appeared, Congratulations on answering the question correctly. The question had asked, what should a 2-meter high cargo truck do when trying to pass through a tunnel that is only 1.9 meters high? The correct answer in Chinese was release the gas, give up, and release the homophonic gas. Demon Prodigy couldn't believe his eyes. What? They're actually enforcing the contract here. They're signing the 10% 20% deal. A flash of red, filled with murderous intent, shot straight toward Lin Mo. The system chimed again. Demon Prodigy has successfully signed the contract. A surge of hostility appeared in his hand, forming into a black fan stamped with the demon seal. The female ghost beside him, dressed in red, continued to flatter him. Husband, you really made him submit so easily. You're incredible. Lin Mo felt a sense of satisfaction. It's nothing. He then turned and asked, Demon Prodigy, are you convinced now? The other didn't even look at him, snapping back angrily. I admit you have some talent, but if you want me to work for you, you're still not worthy. Lin Mo opened the system to check the details. Demon Prodigy, beginner level evil spirit, 2,000 demon energy points, 1,000 years remaining, potential for advancement with more training. Loyalty, 8%, skills not yet activated. As he read the screen, Lin Mo concluded, the demon realm Shanglan has been attacked and destroyed. If your subordinates are still alive, they've likely fled. If I manage to save them, what will you do? Demon Prodigy's eyes widened. Aren't you human? You're really going to save demons? He paused, lost in thought. I only escaped because my subordinates sacrificed themselves to help me. Then his memories flashed back. My subordinates told me at Demon Realm Shanglan, Boss, run. We'll hold them off for you. Suddenly, both of them felt a tightening around their necks, a sharp pain seizing their throats, their faces twisting in agony. Demon Prodigy quickly spun around and fled, but a group of menacing demons shouted from behind, Do you want to die? A heavy thought weighed on his mind as he realized all my subordinates have been captured by the security forces. They intend to offer them to the noble heirs of the higher-ups who are under contract. With determination, Demon Prodigy raised his hand, making a solemn pledge. If you can save them, I, Demon Prodigy, will give you my full loyalty. My loyalty is increased by 7%, bringing it to 15%. Without a second thought, Lin Mo immediately slapped his hand against Demon Prodigy's in agreement. He then confidently patted his chest and declared, It's a deal. Lin Mo activated the system to restore and enhance Demon Prodigy's strength. The system simultaneously triggered all 3 of Demon Prodigy's abilities. Instantly, a surge of power flooded his body. The system announced, Demon Prodigy's first skill has been successfully changed. New skill, Learning Level 1. Mobilize the chopping fan gained. This skill removes all negative effects from the user and grants them a stealth state, along with a 30% increase in movement speed. This skill also applies to your troops, removing their negative effects but not granting them stealth. Consumes 30 spiritual aura. Skill cooldown, 200 seconds. The system continued, Demon Prodigy's second skill has been successfully changed. New skill, Backstab gained. Level 1 allows for quick teleportation behind an enemy within 20 minutes, increasing backstab damage by 50%. Consumes 50 spiritual aura. Skill cooldown, 200 seconds. Lin Mo successfully upgraded the third skill of Demon Prodigy, unlocking the Demon Shadow Level 1 skill. This new ability allowed the user to create 2 demon shadows that would strike at the enemy alongside the main body. The damage from the demon shadows could trigger a backstab effect. It consumed 60 spiritual aura and had a cooldown time of 300 seconds. Lin Mo felt a rush of excitement. He thought to himself, this assassin is incredibly strong. He wasn't lying to me about Demon Prodigy. With this new skill, Lin Mo realized he could surpass the demon pact and strike the demon master from behind. The female demon then spoke, her voice soft yet commanding. Husband, have you completed the main task? Lin Mo instinctively turned toward her, only to find a female demon gripping his hand tightly and pulling his arm toward her chest. Did Lan Nen do this to you? Lin Mo asked, his voice filled with concern and confusion. Wait, this is awkward. He quickly tried to pull his hand away. No, there's something more important. Lin Mo's expression grew serious. I've just received word that the military of Province Nation is planning to strike Desolate Tomb. They won't be able to hold out against it. We need to leave. The female demon's expression shifted to one of worry. It's best if we leave before they trap us here. Lin Mo nodded, then asked, where should we retreat to? The demon prodigy, who had been silent until now, spoke up. Head toward the demonic abyss fiend for sale. It's a place where demons and humans can coexist. The female demon, dressed in red, pouted, her eyes sparkling with playful affection. Husband, you'll kiss it me, won't you? Lin Mo flashed a bright smile, reassuring her. Don't worry in the future, I'll definitely need your help. Her face lit up with joy. Okay, just let me know whenever you need me. That night, the red-dressed female demon led the demons from Desolate Tomb to scatter and head toward the demonic abyss fiend for sale. Upon arrival, Lin Mo was out of breath, the desolate surroundings weighing heavily on him. He couldn't shake the feeling that he might never return. Strange noises echoed from the building, adding to the unsettling silence. The corridor ahead was cloaked in darkness, its eerie atmosphere thick with a sense of foreboding. Lin Mo took cautious steps, his movements slow and deliberate as he made his way down the hallway. At midnight, a haunting, mournful cry pierced the stillness from the balcony. It was neither human nor spectral, an unsettling blend of both. Lin Mo turned and asked, what's the blood-eyed ghost in that room? After a brief pause, the answer came, there's a forbidden seal behind the red-eyed ghost, completely blocking its sight. Lin Mo's brow furrowed as he mulled over the response. It seemed the only choice was to investigate for himself. Using his soul-seeking technique, he sent his soul to explore. His spirit floated toward the door, peering inside. What he saw shocked him, his eyes widening in a mix of fear and disbelief. Inside the room, a young man sat hunched, his gaunt face covered in talismans. To Lin Mo's surprise, the one quietly laughing and performing these dark rituals was Mu Yuan-king. On the floor, a man pleaded in a whisper, let me die. Please, let me die. Mu Yuan-king's voice rang out with excitement. I won't let you die. I'll grant you eternal life. Outside the door, Lin Mo watched in stunned silence. Suddenly, Mu Yuan-king whipped around, her scream shattering the stillness. Realizing too late that his presence had been detected, Lin Mo quickly withdrew his soul and returned to his body, his heart racing. Fear lingered on his face as he thought to himself, that was too close. I hope she didn't notice me. Unbeknownst to him in the shadows, a pair of crimson eyes watched him intently, their gaze unwavering. Mu Yuan-king advanced with a chilling presence, her voice cold as she asked, Disciple, did you see that? Lin Mo recoiled in shock, collapsing to the ground. Sister! Mu Yuan-king's response was icy. Then I shall grant you eternal life. Lin Mo, filled with panic, pleaded, Sister, please don't. Without hesitation, Mu Yuan-king extended her long tongue, slowly drawing closer to Lin Mo. In an instant, her tongue wrapped tightly around his neck, causing him to cry out in agony. Lifting him off the ground with a look of dark excitement, she declared, another soul bound to eternal life. Lin Mo grasped the doorframe, his complexion draining as he felt his consciousness slipping away. The demon prodigy, sensing the imminent danger, jolted him awake, shouting, Wake up, Lin Mo! This is eternal life. Realizing Lin Mo could not escape, the demon prodigy struck him sharply on the forehead with his cane, delivering a blow that brought him back to his senses. Dazed, Lin Mo let out a scream. Leaning heavily against the wall, Lin Mo panted as if he had just returned from the brink of death. He was terrified. Damn it, when did I become a victim of eternal life? The red-eyed demon asked, Why aren't you reacting? The blood-eyed demon sighed, I'm in the same position as you, connected to your vision. I don't know when we were struck by eternal life either. Beside them, the demon prodigy sighed once more. This eternal life even interferes with the demon contracts. If I hadn't used my first skill to dispel it, we would have been lost. Lin Mo, feeling a sense of awkwardness, offered a guess. Maybe everything I've seen is an illusion, a warning for my sister not to meddle with her forbidden techniques. He quickly turned and fled, his thoughts racing. Sorry, master, I can't save your disciple. My strength isn't enough to fight this. On the other side, Mu Yuan-king stood with a faint, enigmatic smile as she looked at the motionless figure on the ground. Her voice was soft as she murmured, How curious. Beside the still form, a phone lay on the floor, its screen lit up with an alert. The son of Ku Feng, the proprietor of Azure Wind Pavilion's 13th floor, has gone missing. A reward of 5 million is offered for credible information regarding his whereabouts. Later that morning at Bai Yang Academy, someone called out, Hey, have you seen the latest news online? Kai Ming approached Lin Mo and shared the update. Several high-profile individuals had mysteriously vanished, prompting the Safety Bureau and military to form a task force to investigate. Lin Mo's mind immediately flashed back to the previous night. New Yuan King's strange behavior lingered in his memory. Could she be involved? Suddenly, a light tap on his shoulder startled him. He turned to see New Yuan King smiling calmly. "What's got you so jumpy?" she asked. Lin Mo froze for a moment before forcing a smile and replying awkwardly. "Oh, it's nothing serious. Someone tried to call you a few times and couldn't reach you. We were just wondering if you talked to them." He quickly glanced away and added, "Honestly, it's probably just some rumor going around online." Just then, his phone buzzed. The name and Rand flashed across the screen. Looking relieved, Lin Mo said, "You two go ahead and keep chatting. And Rand's calling. I'll step out for a bit." As he picked up, and Rand's voice came through, "I found some details on the ghost activity in Jianglan that you asked about. Want me to go over it?" "Seriously, you already have something." Lin Mo responded with excitement. "Wait there. I'll treat you to something as thanks." At the restaurant, Lin Mo hurried over but still arrived late. "Sorry I'm late," he apologized. And Rand, sitting with Wu Kun, tapped her watch repeatedly, her frustration clear. "You said the meeting was at 6:40. You're already an hour late." Wu Kun saw an opportunity and added, "What the boss doesn't know is that there was a famous Ling remodel on the way here." And Rand was visibly annoyed. "So, you're late because you were looking at a Ling remodel?" Just then, a system notification echoed in Lin Mo's mind. "Congratulations, a host has received 40 excitement points." Feeling flustered, Lin Mo quickly explained, "Well, actually, I was thinking of opening a lingerie store, so I was just doing some market research." And Rand let out an exasperated sigh, reached into her bag, and placed the demon pearls on the table. "I can't believe I brought you so many demon pearls, and yet your mind is elsewhere, instead of focusing on cultivation." Lin Mo was taken aback. "These demon pearls? Did you steal them from the Bureau's safety? You're something else." And Rand shrugged casually. "Of course, my Black Fiend gang has grown to 50 members now, and they gather all the intelligence you need." She then got straight to the point. "A week ago, the Bureau of Safety held an auction for Demon Realm Shanglan." She paused, reflecting on the event. At that auction, the 13th floor of Azure Wind Pavilion bought 11 ghost-level evil spirits, including betting ghosts and freezing ghosts. And Rand leaned in and whispered, "I've heard that if you join them, you can get a rare ghost contract." Lin Mo immediately recognized the name. The Azure Wind Pavilion felt oddly familiar to him. And Rand, who was standing beside him, clarified, "It's the second largest assassin organization in the 13th level of Province Nation. Their main focus is carrying out assassinations." She handed Lin Mo several photos and pointed to one in particular. "This is Ku Lian, the leader of the organization. After his son, Ku Feng, went missing, he was assassinated as well." Lin Mo recognized the face right away. Ku Feng. The memories of that night came rushing back, along with what his sister had done. Those actions had to remain a secret. And Rand gave a wry smile. Now, Azure Wind Pavilion is like a headless snake, with only 2 factions left, fighting for control. She handed over 2 more photos, one showing Lu Julun, the second in command, and the other showing Chang Tiandi, the third in command. And Rand explained, to put it simply, these are 2 factions that haven't yet been dealt with. Lu Julun is even using his personal funds to purchase smoke demons, planning to present them as a birthday gift to his son, Lu Cheng. She slid 2 more photos across the table, but kept them covered. "We also managed to capture these." Lin Mo studied the 2 pictures, comparing them as he listened to and ran. He was shocked to learn that Chang Tiandi and Lu Julun's wife were having an affair. What's going on here? Is this really true? And Rand mocked, "It seems likely those children are Cheng Tiandi's. Just look at how much they resemble him." Lin Mo slammed the photos down onto the table, deep in thought. Lu Julun must not know the truth yet. If he did, he wouldn't be wasting so much money on those smoke demons. He chuckled. Someone must have sent these photos to Lu Julun anonymously. Once he finds out, there's no way he'll still want to give those demons to his son. We then used the high price to reclaim the demon weapon, easily getting it back. Both people in front of us nodded in approval and praised the move. "Brilliant, truly brilliant. Well said and well done," Wu Kan immediately responded. "I'm about to give Lu Julun a big surprise," Lin Mo remarked. That evening, Lin Mo and Rand stood on the rooftop of a building across from the Dehuang Hotel, keeping a close watch. When Wu Kan called, she updated him. Wu Kan said Lu Julun rushed to catch the adulterer as soon as he got the message, she reported. And Rand glanced at Lin Mo and added, "I thought he would go to the wrong place even though the hotel room number was sent to him." Lin Mo, standing beside her, grinned with a mischievous chuckle. "Just wait for the show." They both looked down at the street as Lu Julun arrived at the hotel entrance, muttering, "I've arrived." As night settled over the city, Julun stood still at the hotel's main gate, observing, He quickly regained his composure, then leaped onto the high wall, springing up to the second floor and then the fifth. He stopped at the edge of a window ledge and peered inside, where a couple was locked in a passionate embrace. He watched intently, his gaze full of rage, when suddenly he noticed something. His brows furrowed as his expression darkened with fury. It was well known that Huling was the second in command of the 13th floor Azure Wind Pavilion, a B-class demon master. From their vantage point, Lin Mo and Ran continued to observe from afar. "Why isn't he reacting?" and Ran asked, confused. "His wife is with another man. Shouldn't he be tearing Cheng Tian-di apart right now?" Lin Mo stroked his chin thoughtfully. He must be planning something. And Ran was taken aback. He's been watching for about 3 minutes now. Could it be that Huling has some strange fetish? Without warning, Huling suddenly leaped down to the ground and walked away in silence. He stepped aside and removed his mask. At that moment, Lin Mo hadn't finished speaking. Was he really just going to leave like this? Was he still a man? Only after seeing Huling's actions did he understand the purpose of his earlier words and why they needed to be confirmed. It wasn't right. Huling was concealing his identity behind a mask with 2 dark eye sockets. He had put on the assassination disguise mask. Mo Ran finally spoke up. "Are you planning to kill those 2 adulterers? I didn't expect Huling to have this kind of obsession, needing a mask to kill." Huling vanished into the night, his movements swift and silent. Mo Ran felt just as restless. If he didn't take down those 2, who else would he target? Lin Mo, the Zhao family, and the ghost shadow followed closely, her words clear and determined. "Let's go. We'll follow and see what happens." The ghost shadow carried the 2 men on her back, her gaze fixed on Huling. He remained focused on his target, observing the situation carefully. "As expected from an assassination expert, his movements are incredibly fast," she remarked. So the ghostly figure and the 2 men continued their pursuit, staying just out of sight. Huling landed gracefully on the 2nd floor in a single leap, without breaking a sweat. They stopped and exchanged quiet words. Could it be that Tian, his wife, is here? Is he planning to replace her with someone else? "I'll have Wu Kan look into who owns this mansion." Lin Mo frowned and pulled out his backup phone. "Whoever it is, I'll record a video for now. It could come in handy for blackmail later." Huling raised his phone, ready to take a shot. At every moment, he kept a man in a suit under threat with his gun. One shot, no mercy. We aimed directly for the victim's throat, and blood splattered everywhere. Meanwhile, Mo Ran was collecting information, sending updates, and conducting his investigation. He soon discovered that this villa belonged to Jiang Ping, another deputy director at the Safety Bureau. The revelation made him pause. What does his betrayal have to do with the Safety Bureau? And Ran quickly explained the connection between Azure Wind Pavilion and the government has always been strong. Huling's assassination of Jiang Ping wasn't part of a mission, it was something personal. The assassin, feeling satisfied with his work, left the scene. Lin Mo murmured, "It seems like he's not finished for the night. Let's follow him and see what he does next." One by one, the unfortunate victims fell under Huling's hand. A senior official from the Safety Bureau, on the 14th floor, the demon-taming squad leader, Su Feng, and a university lecturer. When his task was done, Huling casually tossed his assassin's mask into a nearby trash bin. With his hands in his pockets, he walked into his villa as if nothing had happened. And Ran, still troubled by the mystery, spoke up. "In one night, he killed 7 people, but he didn't touch T&D or his wife. I don't get it. Even if he was acting out of anger, there was no reason to take down so many high-ranking officials. It didn't help him at all." He quickly reconsidered his thoughts. "Forget it, his killings have nothing to do with us. We just need to find him and buy back the smoke demon." The night was calm at the Lu Huling residence, and Ran didn't hesitate, pressing the doorbell without a second thought. The soft-voiced and striking figure of Zai Mai, Huling's wife, echoed from inside. "Who are you looking for?" she asked, her tone polite but curious. Both of them forced friendly smiles. Lin Mo spoke first. "Good evening, we're here to see Mr. Lu." Without hesitation, Huling's wife responded, her tone courteous. "Please come in." Her warmth felt genuine. It was clear why she couldn't stand loneliness. He glanced at her quietly, noticing that she was calm, her breath steady, and her expression neutral, as if no argument had just taken place. Could it be that Huling was still pretending he didn't know? As Huling descended the stairs leisurely, Zai Mai called out, "Husband, there are guests here to see you." The couple seemed very close. She kissed her husband on the cheek, her gesture tender and caring. "You must be exhausted from your work," she said softly. "After talking, make sure you get some rest." "Yes, I will," he replied. Zai Mai then turned and walked away, humming innocently, her steps light and carefree, completely unaware of the look on her husband's face. Annoyed by her earlier display, Huling wiped the kiss from his cheek with a swift motion. Lin Mo, blushing slightly, gave a slow round of applause. This made Huling uneasy. and without missing a beat, he spoke, "Mr. Liu, you truly are remarkable. Even after your wife's betrayal, you managed to act as if nothing has happened." His face tightened with anger. He snapped, "Who are you? What do you know?" Lin Mo wasn't shy about answering. "Your family issues are none of our concern. We're here to buy smoke ghosts from you." Lin Mo set his terms, and of course, the price wasn't the issue. "I'm truly sorry, but the smoke demon is a special gift for my son's 18th birthday. It's not something that can simply be bought with money." Lun continued pressing, causing his face to grow pale and his mood to darken. "Your son? Are you sure he's your son?" Lin Mo frowned, his fist clenching, clearly threatening. "What do you mean by that?" "Congratulations, a host has earned 100 points for agitation." Lin Mo waved his hand in a dismissive gesture. "Your wife cheated on you. So, your son isn't really mine to mock. I just wanted to point that out so you can stop before it gets worse. If your son isn't biologically yours, then the smoke demon won't do him any good. It's better to sell it back to us." Lun's face grew even darker, and he stressed each word with growing fury. "Even if I don't give the smoke demon to him, I won't sell it to you." Suppressing his rising anger, he raised his voice and commanded, "Get out of my house. Now, congratulations, a host has earned 50 points for agitation." Without warning, Lun threw a punch at Lin Mo. Quick on his feet, Lin Mo dodged the blow effortlessly. Lin Mo seized his arm, attempting to calm him down. "Don't get too worked up. You've already killed 7 big fish. Don't you feel better yet?" "How do you know?" Lun taunted. "Trying to intimidate you won't work. I killed those 7 people, and I already staged the crime scene. Once the Safety Bureau investigates, T&D is finished." Moran spoke up, asking a question. "Did you kill them just to frame T&D? Why not just kill him directly?" "You don't need to worry about it. Let me just make one thing clear. Threatening me won't get you anywhere. Now get out, immediately." Having already grasped the situation, Lin Mo smirked. "Big talk won't help you now." He pulled out his phone and showed the evidence, which left Lun speechless. "So what about this?" The screen displayed a photo of him holding a gun, threatening the upper floors, replaying the moment in striking detail. Lun stepped forward, gripping Lin Mo's shoulder tightly. He changes his face faster than flipping a pancake. "If you already have the video, forget about the money. I'll give you the smoke demon for free. Wouldn't it have been better if Mr. Liu had been like this from the start?" Suddenly, his mood shifted, his face hardening as he demanded, "Besides the smoke demon, I want you to hand over the black and red demon, the frozen death demon, and the 11 other demons that Azure Wind Pavilion has bought." The man's expression grew serious. "Are you trying to blackmail me? Even if I give them to the Safety Bureau, it won't prove I'm the one behind this. It might help T&D avoid punishment, but that would only spoil my plans. It's not enough for me to risk handing these demons over to you." Lin Mo found himself at a disadvantage, pausing to think. The video would only help T&D escape punishment and disrupt Lun's plans, but that wasn't quite enough. Quick to adapt, he adjusted the terms on the spot. "All right, here's the deal. We'll delete the video, and you give us the smoke demon." The man, after considering the offer, agreed. "Fine, but if you want the other demons Azure Wind Pavilion has bought, you'll need to do me a favor." The unexpected turn of events caught both him and Ran by surprise, and they asked in unison, "What favor?" Lun narrowed his eyes, his voice steady. "Help me find the demon ward spell that controls the 13th floor of Huling at the gathering hall of the demon coursekeeper." Lin Mo nodded, reassuring him. "You can keep the smoke demon here to heal. If the demon pearl isn't enough, just come to me." "I truly appreciate it, Lin Mo." Demon Prodigy clasped his hands in gratitude. "Thank you so much, Lin." A notification appeared. Demon Prodigy's loyalty has reached 50%. He appeared polite, but deep down, he was already making plans of his own. "It's nothing," Lin replied casually. "In a few days, once I find the demon ward spell from Azure Wind Pavilion, I'll be able to bring the other demons back too. As long as I control Demon Prodigy, the others will follow my lead. It's a win all around." And Ran quietly asked for more details from behind. "I didn't expect you to side with Lun, but do you know where to find the demon ward spell?" Lin Mo rubbed his chin thoughtfully before offering a hint. "Kulion's son is in Bai Yang. He might know something about it." "How convenient," and Ran said, "In that case, it shouldn't take much effort after all." Lin Mo focused, gathering his energy to recall Demon Prodigy, his voice becoming more insistent. "Let's go to Bai Yang right now." Demon Prodigy, come back. A shiver ran down his spine at the thought of the terrifying scene he had witnessed earlier. The idea of sneaking into Yuan King's room, filled with coffins, was enough to make him feel sick with fear. To the dark corridor, the wind rustled through the curtains, carrying an eerie sound as it swept through the gloomy hall. And Ran trembled, clutching Lin Mo's arm tightly. Why does this place feel even more unsettling than the gathering hall? Lin Mo's eye glowed red with magic as he urged her on. "While your sister is at school and not stuck in this cursed place, We need to act quickly. With a swift slash, the old lock fell apart. They swiftly opened the door and stepped into the room, which was bathed in an unsettling green light. Inside, the gruesome sight of lifeless zombie corpses lay sprawled in a glass cabinet. As they approached, they identified one of the zombies. It was Ku Feng. His thin, gaunt body was marked by veins bulging under the skin. They examined him closely and exchanged words. No breath, but the pulse is still faintly there. Lin Mo reached out to open the bag, but a voice stopped him. Wait. And Ran, always cautious, spoke up. What if he explodes when you open the coffin? It's better to be prepared. Lin Mo nodded, finding the suggestion sensible. He quickly summoned the cloth-bound ghost as a precaution. If this half-dead creature does explode, I'll use the cloth to restrain him. Good thinking. With that, he yanked Ku Feng from the glass cabinet. The moment the head emerged, Ku Feng's transformation was immediate. His veins bulged across his face, and his wild, hostile eyes locked onto them. The sight caught them off guard. The zombie let out a low growl, almost like a ferocious dog. Lin Mo gasped, "Oh my God," and quickly stepped back. The zombie suddenly sat up, green mucus oozing from its mouth as veins spread rapidly across its body. And Ran sensed the urgency of the situation. It looked as though Ku Feng might vomit something. Cloth-bound ghost now, she shouted. Ku Feng clawed at his own throat, his mouth swelling as he groaned. The cloth-bound ghost quickly wrapped around his body, restraining him. Quickly check before he vomits anything. If there's nothing, cover him back up, and Ran urged. Lin Mo yelled, his voice tense. I found it. She held a fragment of broken jade in her hand and asked again, why is the talisman only half? After securing the zombie in the coffin, he commanded, the ice spirit must seal the coffin. A series of characters appeared and ran along the sealed body of the zombie, instantly rendering it immobile. And Ran couldn't hide her shock as red letters materialized around the glass cabinet. What kind of spell was this? And those strange markings on the coffin? They had to be part of some forbidden magic belonging to her sister. The silence was broken by a sound from inside the cabinet, causing them all to jump and refocus their attention. Suddenly, a zombie lunged up from within, freezing them in terror, and Ran quickly hid behind Lin Mo, her eyes wide, sweat forming on her brow, her mouth moving in silent panic. This is Yuan King from within the eerie coffin. A menacing voice followed. Good morning, little disciple. She stepped out of the coffin with a soft movement. The red and blue veins in her skin slowly faded, and Yuan King continued in a calm voice. Next time, if you're going to take something, at least tell your sister first. Now fully human again, she flashed a bright smile and added, and there's no need to ruin my lock. Lin Mo, feeling guilty, thought silently, she must have seen everything. With her attitude, I don't think she's going to kill us. He scratched his head awkwardly and asked, Sister, why did you sleep in the coffin? I was adjusting the spell earlier and wanted to lie inside to feel it for myself. Her answer was so unexpected that it sent a chill down their spines. Is that really something a person can do? Lin Mo handed her the jade shard, saying, Sister, you got the talisman and we still have a few things to sort out. Could we leave now? She held onto his arm, pleading softly. Please and Ran can hardly get here. Why not have a meal together? She quickly came up with a polite excuse. Sister Lin Mo and I are at a rush to exchange our tokens for goods. We can't stay for a meal today, but we'll definitely do it next time. Yuan Qing easily accepted. All right then, I'll invite you next time. Upon hearing this, Lin Mo immediately took in Ran's hand and pulled her away without a second thought. They hurried off, leaving behind only a casual farewell. The two of them stopped on a quiet street, catching their breath. What kind of forbidden technique is your sister practicing? She looks terrifying. I don't know, but I'm just worried that if she gets angry, she'll throw us in a freezing coffin and use us as test subjects. Sweat trickling down her face, and Ran asked, still out of breath. So, what now? Should we find Julun? Lin Mo gently tucked a few damp strands of Ran's hair behind her ear, causing her to blush in surprise. He smiled and ruffled her hair before saying something that made her feel oddly uneasy. We've been working nonstop all evening. Aren't you hungry? Let's eat first. Just then, a voice muttered from nearby, Damn it, those with girlfriends go to hell. Congratulations to the host for receiving 10 break the room points. With such a simple, careless gesture, he managed to earn points. He chuckled quietly to himself, smugly collecting the rewards. Feeling a little too proud, he wrapped his arm around Ran's waist and pulled her closer. He stared at her directly, his gaze intense, making Ran feel flustered and shy. Nervously, she called out, and Ran. She looked around, her words awkward as she tried to make sense of the situation. Why are you being so sudden? Lin Mo grinned, pointing at the group of guys standing behind him who didn't have girlfriends. They seethed in silence, throwing him hateful glances. With a puffed chest, Lin Mo laughed loudly and boasted, I have a girlfriend, and you don't. If you can't handle it, come fight me. The sound of muttered curses filled the air, followed by a series of system notifications. Dan, congratulations to the host for earning 40 break the room points. Even worse than a dog, congratulations to the host for earning 50 break the room points. Congratulations to the host for earning 55 break the room points. How could someone like him even have a girlfriend? And Rand's anger boiled over. Without thinking, she threw a punch straight into his chest. He staggered back, blood spitting from his mouth, and let out a pained scream. Lin Mo gripped his stomach and collapsed to the ground, groaning as she scolded him sharply. Idiot Lin Mo, stupid straight guy. In the nearly empty cafeteria, a few people watched from a distance, quietly texting about what had just happened. On the main screen, one of them texted Julun. Do you think this half-piece can get us the demon number you guys bought? No. You need both halves for it to work. Find the other half quickly. Do you know where it is? No idea. Lin Mo sighed in frustration and tossed the piece of paper aside. I give up. If even the people at Azure Wind Pavilion don't know, how am I supposed to figure out where my other half is? He shook his head, staring at Rand's innocent face, which gave no hint or clue. By the way, what do you think Julun is really up to? He glanced at him sharply, his eyes full of determination. Isn't it just about the power struggle? He shoved a steamed bun into his mouth and continued, Kulian's dead, so now the next big player will either be Julun or Tiande. If they kill Tiande, it'll be too obvious. But if they frame him, they can eliminate their rival and take over without suspicion. And Rand was interrupted by the buzzing sound of his phone. Ah, I understand. Lin Mo picked up the call, holding the phone to his ear. Hello, who is this? A sweet, almost seductive voice answered on the other end, calling his name. She glanced at the mirror, a wicked smile crossing her face as she finished applying her lipstick before speaking. The demon ward spell you have, I want it.